Vive con huevos.
Are you planning a big move, whether it's a commercial relocation or a residential transition? You need a moving company you can trust. That's where our sponsor comes in.
Today's podcast is brought to you by the experts in logistics, relocation, and space planning, All Moving LLC. They are your go-to moving company for all your moving needs.
So if you're ready to take the hassle out of moving, contact All Moving LLC today. Visit their website at allmovingco.com, or you can find them on their social at All Moving LLC. Links will be in our bio.
Move out your mom's house.
Move out your suegra's house.
Move out in general.
Move out your
Don't break your back.
toxic ex's
Be
house.
lazy as fuck and hire our
the fuck
friends
out.
at All Moving LLC. What?
I don't know.
Or if you need to evict someone.
Oh yeah, call them too.
That's another one too.
Evict your boss.
Yeah, or your tenants.
Your tenants, the ones that aren't paying shit, evict them.
And call
use
All
Moving
Moving
LLC to relocate them to the alley. What's up, guys? My name is Mario.
My name is Jesus.
My name's Pau.
Welcome back to the Vive con Huevos podcast, episodio número 39. One away from 40. Can you guys believe it?
We're in our late 30s.
I didn't think we were going to make it like past 10. Just kidding. I had so much faith in us.
Oh, I was like, damn, really? That's pretty sad.
I had so much faith in us.
Such a liar.
How did you guys think? What did you guys think?
I thought I was going to keep going.
It's manageable, doable.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was going to be a part of it at the beginning. And now I'm addicted and I'm back, guys.
And
I miss
now
y'all.
we can't have a podcast without you.
I know,
Just
it's
kidding.
weird.
Yeah,
huh?
a lot of people loved me and Jesus.
A lot of
We
people
had
did like that
we
episode.
We had a lot of
I'm a little butthurt that you guys liked it.
Yeah.
Just
I
kidding.
wasn't expecting
I'm
as
actually
much
glad
love
you guys liked it.
as much as we did. But welcome back. Otro martes con huevos. Otro martes con nosotros.
Yes.
Con Comadre Pau. Compa Jesus. Compa Mario.
AI Jesus.
Oh,
AI
AI Jesus.
Jesus.
That's right. We got to get into that real
He has
quick.
his
a little
own
bit.
brand now.
But before we get into all the juicy details, we got someone very special. Somebody.
Yeah,
Are you in the shop, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Right
there.
there.
He's just very dark.
Right there.
Yeah.
Damn.
Damn, he's gonna go away. He was on 2 pilot episodes. You guys never heard those. Those might come out maybe, I want to say, if
The Patreon.
Patreon, or once we make it to 100, maybe we'll release.
Subscribe. Pay us.
We'll release those first podcast that Jesus and I were trying to figure the audio and everything out. And
Mario was drunk as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. We all were. Diego doesn't even remember being on them.
You don't remember?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like it was only one, right?
Yeah.
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 But today we have Comadre Pau's best one of Paulina's.
He was hijacked.
Yeah.
He used to be my best friend.
Best friend, and then
my
I
boyfriend
came.
took him.
And then now, if we ever break up, he's coming with me.
I'm fully aware that if Mario and I ever break up, I'll never hear from Diego again. That's it.
Damn. No faith.
No faith.
Probably.
But probably, you see?
We have our boy Diego on us with today. So we're going to be a very special podcast. Not only does Diego talk a lot of shit, hopefully he talks a lot of shit today. He might be a little
This
camera
episode
shy.
might not be for the faint of heart.
So, con alarma. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo.
He's a little shy boy right now.
Yeah. But thank you, Diego.
What do the Gen Zs do?
Taku.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us today, Diego.
Thank you. Thank you for
How are you
inviting
doing
me.
today?
I'm good. I'm good. Glad
Today's
to be
your
here.
Sunday, right?
Today's my Sunday. Yes.
Nice.
Flojera.
Oh, no, not nice. You go back to work tomorrow.
Today
Never mind.
is
So Friday, it's my
Thursday.
Monday. Yeah.
Yeah. 2
Today's
weeks.
Thursday for us, Sunday
Yeah.
for Diego.
Today's my Thursday.
Today's most of ours Thursdays.
For us in corporate America.
No.
But anyways, I feel like we haven't been together for quite a while.
We have not. Well, I mean, we've been together for 5
Well,
years.
yeah,
but
5 years. You got jokes. The Celsius still kicking in.
It's that third coffee that I had, guys.
I meant on the pod. We haven't been together.
We haven't
for
because
a
the last
while.
one was with a guest, and
Yeah.
AI
And then-
Jesus doesn't make appearances
No,
with guests.
No,
then-
that,
So they don't see
It's not-
really.
that
so
is
they don't
not
see
in
you know,
his-
anything.
he's AI.
that's not in his
so-
programming. It's
Yeah.
coming on with guests. No.
Only on Talk and Talks, but not with just the The other girls,
but it's been 3 weeks, 4 weeks for the listeners.
4 weeks because we skipped a week. Yeah.
That's a long time.
That we weren't together because you guys did one.
We did
and then
one,
we
and
did
then
the guest. Now we're all here.
Noel
like a big,
last
happy
week.
family.
That was pretty dope. It was nice to meet Noel.
It was really nice to meet
Yeah.
him. I really wanted him to do a TikTok dance. But
Honestly, I think we were all just
He
really
didn't wanna
tired the
do
night
it.
before. You and I had just gone out. He had gone out.
Comadre Pau got lit.
Yeah. Two Shot Bao came out,
She
guys.
fucking came out. Y'all saw it. My
Yeah.
friend put me on blast.
And
dancing my
then
life away.
it was a really
With the
funny
little thing.
interaction between us and Noel.
That was really funny.
So he was, I'm not going to put his shit on blast, but he got here pretty late.
Mm-hmm.
And
He
I
drives
was,
from up north,
he
as
was
you
from
guys
up
know.
there. He was from Mid-Cal.
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 Forgot about that.
And when he got here, it was like, man, close to 3 in the morning.
Yeah,
Right? Close to 3 in the morning. I was faded. I don't know if we talked. We talked about it, right? I just opened the door and I was like, "Oh, what's up? Nice to meet you. Here's the bathroom. Here's some water. I'll
Here's a
talk to you
pillow.
tomorrow.
See you
Yeah,
tomorrow,
I'll see you. No.
What?
And the whole time,
Sí.
I told them this, so it's okay to say, but the whole time I was like laying in bed and I was like, damn, I hope I like wake up and my TV's still there. Like, we had just met this guy. Like,
imagine the next day, like on TV, is local podcasters get robbed by famous TikTok star Noel.
and then, well, I didn't come down in the morning. I mean, at 3 in the morning to
Yeah.
greet him, right? I was in bed. And when I came down in the morning, I was like,
Yeah.
morning.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
then we went to eat chilaquiles and everything was great.
Yeah, everything was fine. But
It was pretty funny.
that was a pretty cool interaction, pretty cool thing.
It was.
But let's talk about your vacation. A lot of
Oh,
people want to hear
man.
the
Yeah, my parents were asking.
yeah.
So much happened
Jesus
in my vacation.
stirred the pot
you
and
guys.
said that you got in a fight with all your
with all
with all
my
your
friends.
friends.
Did you really?
Yeah.
No.
I was instigating.
I almost died. Comadre Pau almost didn't make it back from Costa Rica.
you guys almost had
And
another Comadre Pau.
Truly not what you guys think. I always tell people like when I came back to work and they were like, "Oh my God, how was work or how was the vacation? You look so refreshed." And my first thing is, "Oh yeah, I almost died." And they all think like because I got drunk and did something stupid, right? And I was like, "No, like I actually almost died. Like I was so dehydrated that I almost died."
Yeah.
Like there's no other way to put it. So anyway, so the vacation was great. It was a lot of fun. Costa Rica was beautiful. But unfortunately, the second day that we were there, Danny, Melly, and I all got sick. So we all know that you don't travel and drink the water, right? Like we know
That's
this.
rule number one.
Rule
That's
number
rule
one.
number one.
Goes to Central America.
yeah, goes
We
to
went to
once.
Central America. Those people, though, it's the Central Americans.
What you got against my people, bro? Hold
Nothing.
up.
But they think nothing is wrong with their water. And they were so offended when I was like, "Oh, no, it was the water." And they were like, no, el agua aquí es potable, aquí se puede tomar. And I was like, pues para ustedes, pero para
Porque
la
nunca
gringa de San
tomaste-
Diego.
Nunca tomaste agua de la llave.
Pues
That's
no,
why you
la
got
verdad
sick.
no. Y la que
She
tomo es de
never
San
did.
Diego. O sea, es muy diferente, right?
Whenever I would tell Pau that I would drink out of the water hose, she would get mad. And I was like, dude, I was
Why?
like,
I mean, I'm sure I did it at one point too, but I wouldn't purposely
I
do
don't
it.
think
you know?
you ever. Yeah, you don't come across as the.
I mean, I don't think
Those
I
are
ever was like,
good.
"Ooh, water hose, water." No, but I'm sure like.
Thank you for
I
the
was-
water.
Let's not do that, please. That's not free. So anyways, so we got sick and we were supposed to go. This is gonna be a little TMI, but we were supposed to go waterfall rappelling the next morning. And pues no pudimos ir, dude. Like we were like, no, I mean,
Tuvo fuerte
if we
el
go
chorro.
waterfall rappelling, that water's gonna end up turning brown. And
There was only one thing that was gonna repel.
yeah, and it was not gonna be us.
Jesus face.
So we were all actually really bummed about that because we obviously wanted to do it. I was really excited about it because I like have a fear towards it. Like I feel like I would be that one person that like slips and falls, breaks her head open and dies. So I was actually pretty excited to like
Yeah, I can see that.
right? Okay,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody I tell this believes me, and that's why I have this. I don't even think it's even irrational fear. I think I am that one person that would like.
I don't know if we've ever said this,
Fall
but
and die.
Pau's very uncoordinated.
Yeah, I don't have the best.
Have you ever played a sport?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played
What?
volleyball for a year, and then I was in swim for another year.
Okay.
I do know how to swim. That I do know how to do. Volleyball, I wasn't the greatest at, but hey.
I need pictures.
Yeah.
And
right?
videos.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's
no
pictures
proof.
of...
There's no
I don't
proof.
think there's pictures of swim, but I'm sure
Just
volleyball I
because
can
you
find
were
some.
I
in
think I
the-
remember in high school.
In swim, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
You see? Jesus remembers
Proof.
it.
Well, witness.
She just showed up that one day for the yearbook picture to say, "Look, I was."
No. So anyways, so I was like excited to like get out of my comfort zone and become this like nature girly, but whatever, it didn't happen. And then like so we went to the pharmacy and I got these antibiotics that I was like, these are gonna save my life, right? So we went on with our vacation.
And you were drinking Suero like
I was
crazy.
drinking like 2 Sueros a day,
For
50
you
water
gringos,
bottles,
Sueros
Gatorades,
Pedialytes.
Pedialytes,
Pedialytes,
the
yeah.
electrolytes over there. And then, so then that day we went to some aguas termales. And like, I know that didn't help my situation because I was in boiling water and that dehydrates you more, you know? But by that time by the point that we went, I was already feeling a little better. So I was like, oh, great. Like the antibiotics are kicking in. Like I'm going to be good to go tomorrow. And then we make it to the next day and I'm not better. Danny's getting a little better. Like Danny was good to go by like the 3rd day. She was like, como
What
si
was the
nada.
difference though?
Between us, the
Yeah.
3 of us? We were all sick the same way. I was the first one to get sick. Like we were at dinner and I was like, I gotta go.
Right away.
Did you guys share a
like right
bathroom?
away.
So Melly and I shared a room and Danny had her own room.
Okay.
So Melly and I shared a bathroom, but luckily we didn't get sick at the same time. Like
okay.
I got sick right when we got there. I was like, "Oh, algo me cayó mal." And at first I didn't know what it was. It was like the water, the food. I don't know. There was a lot of food involved that day.
The culture.
So then, pues, fui al baño, I did my business, and I went to bed. And like, I didn't have to get up at night or anything, but I woke up at like 4 a.m. to Melly fucking throwing up in the bathroom, and I was like, oh, valió. Like she's sick too, right? So then I was like, okay. So then the next day we all reconvened and talked. Oh, and then like Danny texted us like an hour later, like, guys, I don't feel well. And I was like, ya valió madre. Like, valimos, ¿no?
Empezando el viaje.
Y empezando el viaje con todo, dude. Pero lo más chistoso es que cuando nos bajamos del avión, había un billboard de una pastilla para la diarrea. And it literally says, like, it said, diarrhea will catch you at any time, o algo así. And we all laughed about it. We were like, ha, 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 pinche billboard más grande que...
It was there for a reason.
It was fucking there for a reason,
They
dude.
knew.
They knew what they were doing when they fucking put that billboard in the airport. And I'm not kidding you when I say it was like a full airport wall. You know how they're really long? It was huge. So whatever. We laughed about it, and then the next day we weren't laughing about it anymore.
What was that billboard?
Yeah.
¿Qué decía?
¿Qué era la pastilla? güey?
Sí,
¿Cuál era?
ándale. So then, like, fuimos a la farmacia y todo, and I
What
was
was
like,
that
okay.
Pepto commercial? Diarrhea, upset stomach. No sé cuál.
Oh,
You guys
yeah.
remember the little jingle?
Diarrhea, upset stomach. Indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea. Hey, Pepto-Bismol. Algo así,
Yes.
I don't remember that.
¿No you
I do
remember that?
remember it.
¿Te acuerdas?
En español.
Ah, no.
A
no sé
ver,
cuál
¿cómo
era.
va en español?
Era casi igual, pero si sientes indigestión o no sé qué.
Oh, sí,
Pepto-Bismol.
cierto. Yeah, that's true.
We're going to get into that in a little bit
Yeah.
about Diego's journey.
Oh, yeah. So, okay. So then the next day I was like, okay, feeling a little better. Danny was feeling better. Melly was still like feeling like shit. And I was like, damn, I do really feel bad for her. Melly lost her phone on the second day of the trip. So she was phoneless the entire, well, she didn't lose it. She got it stolen. Like it was generally stolen from her, but whatever. That's a whole other story. And then all of a sudden, like I'm not getting better, and I just wasn't getting better. I literally missed all of the activities that I had already paid for because of how sick I felt. We went to dinner one of the nights, and like I ate the potatoes because that's the only thing that I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I can eat the potato, you know.
You gonna take it to go?
Well,
I
no.
mean, what was I going to do with it? It was a piece of fish, and
could've
I
eaten it
didn't want to
later.
eat it, but I didn't want it. Like, I
Yeah.
just felt so sick that I was like, I don't want it. Like, I don't want anything. And I forced myself to eat the potatoes because, like, I need to eat something.
I would have been like, I'm saving you for when I'm better.
I didn't know when I was going to be better. At one point, guys, I was seriously looking for flights back. I just felt so sick. I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. Like, me siento
She was
super
going to be
mal.
the next story.
At one point, her mom.
My mom was ready to
flew out.
fucking send a helicopter for
Yeah.
me. It was funny because one of the days I hadn't told her. Like I told her I got sick, but I hadn't told her that I
To
was
the
still
extent.
feeling like shit. Like I felt so sick that I wouldn't go to the dinners. Like I would stay at the hotel and sleep because of like how bad I was feeling, right? So one day I was like, dude, I have to tell her because I really do feel really sick. So ya le dije como que, oh, pues todavía no me he mejorado. And she was like, pero ¿qué tienes? Y como que, pues ya le dije. And then she went full mom mode, right? And I was like, okay, this is why I hadn't told you. And she was like, no, but you need to tell me these things, like, blah, 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 right? And I was like, okay.
I can see Carla.
Yeah, and so I was like, okay, I do need to tell
Descanse,
you.
Elita.
Sí.
And then she goes, I laugh so much, but I really do appreciate her for genuinely wanting to help me. But she was like, I just need to know if you're feeling better. If not, so I can take care of it. And I was like, wait, what are you gonna take care of? Like, are you gonna send a search, like a what is it, like a rescue
Iba a ir a
party
matar
for me?
todos los costarriqueños.
And like I mean, she probably would have fucking flown out to Costa Rica to
Yeah.
like get me, you know. But I was like, no, like I just need to wait it out. I'll get better. And I wasn't getting better, but I was trying to give the antibiotics the 3 days. You know, I was
Yeah.
like, take its course. And well, the third day got here, I didn't get any better. By the 5th day, I ended up like en una consulta de un doctor. Like I didn't go to the hospital, but I did find a doctor. I also don't think there was a hospital where we were because we were like on top of a mountain. So le pregunté al guía, because we went with a travel agency,
Yeah.
que si me podía recomendar un doctor y ya me lo dio y fui y todo. Y sí, o sea, me sentía súper mal. El doctor sí se me quedó viendo como que está súper pálida. Tengo una foto. I'll do like a before and after. But like we went to a waterfall and I'm fucking thriving in the picture, right? Like having the best time of my
Just send
life.
it to Jesus so he can like.
Put it in there.
Yeah.
And then the last day, the day that I ended up at the doctor's office, they took a picture of me and I'm just like dead. Like you look at the picture and you're like, who even is that dude? Like, no, o sea, no me parezco, estoy toda pálida. I missed ziplining that day, which I'm really sad about because I really, really wanted to go ziplining. And when Meli and Danny came back from it, I was waiting for the shuttle to go back to the town to go to the doctor. And Danny comes up to me and she's like, hola, ¿cómo estás? And I'm like, not good, right? Like, I'm actually going to leave. And like, she did tell me what.
Because I was like, if someone would have asked me that, I would have just looked at them and like,
Well, it's because her
Like the
reaction,
cat meme.
yeah.
her original
Like,
reaction was to be like, wait, te ves bien pálida. Because she just didn't want to make me
Yeah.
feel worse, right? Because she told me this after. And I was like, no, pues sí, la verdad, ya sé, but like, I don't feel well. So then they were like, okay, we'll come with you. And I didn't want them to leave with me because I was like, what are you going to do? You're just going to sit at the consulta with me, you know? But then I felt really sick and I started crying. And so then they were like, okay, we're going to go with you. Yeah, I cried so much that day. Dude, I know. It's so sad to say. Not sad, but it's like fucking ridiculous. But I just felt so sick that all I could think about was that I had this like flesh-eating bacteria that was going to fucking eat my brain. And I wasn't going to know who I was the next day. But that was our fault. That was my fault for watching a documentary on Netflix about E. coli like a week before leaving to Costa Rica. Yeah. So in the documentary, there's a girl that went on vacation to like the Dominican Republic or something. No,
like that,
I don't know where. And she got E. coli, but she got it here. And then she like flew on vacation and she started feeling worse over there. And she ended up in the hospital and like she was pulling her hair out. She didn't remember who anybody was. And like I have this like image of her in my head, and that's what I thought I was gonna be. So
Is that what you watch before going there?
yeah,
Like,
well, I didn't do it
That's
on
exactly
purpose.
let's get motivated. Like,
See.
let's do
I
it.
didn't do it on purpose.
It's like me watching Final Destination before going to like
On a
Oh,
roller
like this
coaster or
one.
something, like to Six Flags. Yeah, exactly. So then I started crying because like they kept asking me, you know, like when people are like, ¿Qué tienes? And then you just like, well, you guys are all guys, so you probably don't know that. But like,
Are you going to miss your mom?
No. Ándale, así. So then they were like, no, okay, we're going to go with you. And I was like, all right, whatever. I'm very grateful for my friends going with me, even though they went to go get a massage while I was just with an IV bag. But it was the IV bag to
Las
me.
vacaciones seguían.
See, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't care. Like,
at
that's
the hospital,
fine. Like,
there's not
I
much
wanted
I
them
can
to
do now.
stay where we were. You know, I mean, what are you gonna
Just
do?
let us know if she dies.
Send me a
Text me.
No, I mean they
Mandas
couldn't.
un WhatsApp.
They couldn't be inside the consulta with me.
I'm
like
assuming
it
it's
was
a
a super
small-
small.
yeah, I'm
So they
assuming it's a
couldn't
small
sit
little
there
place,
with me.
yeah.
You know, I was like, well, what are they gonna
Llegó
go
al
do?
equivalente de Doctor Simi.
No, no.
Oh, was
Ese
it?
fue el
Yeah.
primero,
Yeah.
primero que fui fue cuando me dieron los primeros antibióticos, pero en el otro no, si era una consulta de verdad. I felt safe there. Me cobraron un huevo y la mitad del otro, o sea, ni les quiero decir cuánto me cobraron, pero les digo que me hubiera salido más barato regresarme a San Diego que lo que me salió en la consulta.
she
Yeah.
just got in a Sprite. a vela.
I tried it.
El
I
doctor
tried
lo escuchó hablar inglés.
everything.
Dijo, de $20
Well, they
subió
asked me for my
300.
passport.
Poco limón.
I
So-
tried, dude. I tried everything. You guys don't understand. I did all the things, right? So, luckily, I have traveler's insurance. So I'm hoping that they're gonna reimburse it. I don't know. I'm still waiting for the response. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know in the next episode if they do reimburse it. And then they gave me the IV bag, and oh my God, I was like brand new. Like I was good to go. I felt so much better. And that's really all it was. I was just super dehydrated. Sí tenía el problema del estómago. I ended up being like a bacterial infection. So it could have been like Giardia, I think is what I had. Because like after all the symptoms and stuff, I was like, oh damn, like pretty intense. And then I enjoyed the last 2 days of Costa Rica. And then I came back home. But the last 2 days were actually my like super beautiful because it's exactly what I imagined Costa Rica was. Like we obviously traveled all through Costa Rica. We stopped in 4 or 5 different cities. But the last one, not the city that we were at, like that wasn't my favorite, but the national park that we drove to, that was an hour away, was my favorite. El agua estaba hermosa. You literally had like monkeys climbing around you.
Like you were in the jungle. And, yeah.
And like when I think of Costa Rica, that's what I think of. So I was like, okay, I lived my Costa Rica dream. Like, whatever. The other days were great too. There was one day that we did a lot of driving and I slept the entire time. So I did miss out that entire day. But the other days, I mean, I was fine. I'm a little bummed because we went with a really big group, and because I felt so sick, I didn't really like get to meet all of them or like really get to interact with all of them. Because I just was feeling sick and I didn't want to know anything about anybody. There's a picture of me on the bus in the back that Danny took of me. And I'm wearing the pillow and the glasses and I'm just like, nadie me hable. So anyways, yeah, beautiful place. I would definitely go back, but I think I would want to do like the coastal side. Like we did a lot of the inside part.
Conclusion, pretty shitty vacation.
No pun intended.
Yeah, andale, pretty shitty vacation. It was still a vacation. I appreciated it.
There you go.
Ya nadie me puede contar de Costa Rica. Like,
Lo
we went,
conociste,
lo conocí,
yeah.
you know, we lived it. It was fun. It was Danny's birthday trip and she thrived. She had the time of her life, which is, you know, what mattered at the end of the day. And I'm just really fucking grateful to be home, guys. Like during this trip, like looking back on it, I really, really appreciated my home and like everything that we have going on here and my routine. Like I was just really excited to come back to like my routine and to be with Mario and to be with Ollie and like
purified water. Yeah. Oh my God. I used to talk so much shit about the fact that we have to remineralize our water here. And honestly, I'll remineralize my water all I want. I don't give a fuck. Like, give me that water. I'm not moving to Costa Rica. I definitely am not that person that came back and said I never want to go back to the U.S. because I'm grateful for the U.S. today. When we go to Italy, that might.
I heard it too.
What?
America.
But yeah, I mean, it was a great trip. I had fun, but I almost died out there.
Well, we're glad you're back.
Thanks.
And you made it safe. Yeah.
That was a lot to take in. Sorry.
Yeah, at one point your mom was like, "We gotta go." I told her that she needs to go.
What?
That she needed to go to the doctor, and I was like, "Suegra, she's in the middle of the jungle. It's not TJ. You can't just go to the doctor."
Yeah.
She said, "Where's she gonna go to a shaman?" And
At one point she was like, "Does the hotel not have a doctor?" And I was like, what hotels have doctors unless you're at a resort? And I'm not at a resort. Like, so yeah, but you know, great times. I have a story to tell now.
Yeah, that's
I almost died in Costa Rica. Not a lot of people can say that, you know?
Yeah, not a lot of people can say that. What did your mom say? Or what was it? You, Diego? It's like you're not a traveler anymore.
No, my mom told me
you're a vacationer.
I'm a vacationer. Yeah, because I was dying. But there's just there was a lot happened on this trip, but no.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not a traveler. Maybe I am a vacationer.
Well,
Good thing you had a lot of days.
Yeah.
What was it, like 2 weeks?
Yeah, it was 11 days of the trip.
and she enjoyed.
Oh, and
too.
then? And I enjoyed 2 of them. And then, so we're supposed to come back Monday, right?
Oh,
I was supposed to get here Monday at like 11 p.m. And our flight fucking gets canceled. And so we don't leave until Monday at 1 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Or, well, Tuesday, 1 a.m. So we don't get here until Tuesday. But the bright side, Meli and I got upgraded to first class, and it was beautiful. I decided
You lived your
that
first time experience in first class.
that wasn't Volaris, yeah.
Yeah.
I've decided that I deserve nothing less, and I will be traveling first class moving forward.
Mario can see his money flying away.
Hey, you'll appreciate those seats, bro. They were so comfortable, and they gave me little waffles and shit. They were bomb.
Water bottles.
Yeah, we were the only ones that got a little drink at the beginning. They were like, jugo, agua. And I was like, ooh.
Agua
Uno de
no.
cada uno.
Agua no, por
Traumatized.
No, I know that water is bottled. Dude, okay, at one point I was so traumatized that I went to go eat breakfast and I ordered pancakes. And I'm like halfway through one pancake and I was like, damn, pancakes are made with water. And I stopped eating them.
The batter.
They mix the batter with water and they're not using bottled water. Yeah, and I stopped eating them. And like, I get it, you cooked it. But like, what if it didn't cook all the way?
Damn, that's one way to ruin your vacation and your breakfast.
I mean, it ruined my
Your
breakfast. Yeah, I had ordered 2 things, so I ate the other thing. But
they're already halfway through. Like, girl, just finish that.
no, it was 2 pancakes, and I was only halfway through one. So maybe I saved myself there. You never know. One bad bite, and
I don't know, man.
what?
Do you think you would have gotten sick?
I always get sick on vacations.
You're that guy.
No, not like super bad sick. It's ever since I've been a kid. I get like upset stomachs.
Diarrhea.
And it doesn't matter where I go.
Hey,
I'll go to a resort, and as soon as I get to the resort, I gotta take a shit, and it's like fucking chorro. I don't eat anything.
It's because of the food o nomás te pones nervioso.
No, nada porque desde chiquito, desde morro.
It is a thing though. Like people get sick when they're traveling. We actually Googled it, and apparently like 90% of people that travel to Costa Rica get sick.
Yeah. No, it's not me da miedo or like a comida. Like I'll literally not eat. And then as soon as I get to the hotel, I have fucking chorro.
Yeah. Didn't my brother and Ashley go?
They went to the Dominican Republic.
Oh, the DR.
Same thing.
Was that their honeymoon?
They went to,
Or was that, okay.
But it was like COVID and they went to a resort or something. So I don't think they really got to experience the life. And that's the thing, like,
DR is
cuando voy a Mexico.
Pretty
baseball-y?
No. Some parts can be very dangerous too, no?
Oh yeah.
No, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know much about the DR, if I'm being honest.
That's everywhere though.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Costa Rica too, honestly, it wasn't the safest thing. Like I was actually really happy to be with the group that we were because
they need Bukele.
It was just not like it was just sketch. There was actually one incident where the group that we were with, I wasn't there with them. I had already gone back to the hotel. But they were like walking in a group y pues como que unos se adelantaron, unos se quedaron atrás y una muchacha se hizo como para el lado a agarrar algo y en eso llegó una van y le abrieron la puerta y le dijeron algo, como que le dijeron de que hey, ¿cómo estás? O algo.
Oh, shit.
Ajá, y la quisieron como que meter a la van y pues en eso todos se dieron cuenta y alguien gritó like, hey, that's my friend, y pues en eso como que volteó el van y regresó el guía y el guía como que se le quedó viendo like, bro, what the fuck, right? Y pues se fueron. But like, yeah. You know, so that's why I was like grateful for the group that we were with, because I don't think I would have felt safe if it was just Danny, Melly, and I driving through Costa Rica.
Nah.
No.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
We also almost ended up at the wrong airport. Man, so many things happen. If you guys want to know, just hit me up.
Yeah, just send it to her DMs.
I
Yeah.
think we need a full episode.
We're gonna be here all day.
She needs her whole own episode about this shit.
I'll bring Danny and Melly back. And
Speaking of your own stuff, now you finally she has a Comadreando Instagram now, guys. So
I literally just started it.
We are gonna try
it.
to upload a lot more of the reels from Comadreando on that page, because I feel like you guys deserve a lot of that.
You guys do.
It's good cheese, man.
So follow it. Comadre Pau. I can't believe it wasn't taken.
It was not. It was meant for you.
It was meant for me.
It was meant for you in the pod.
There's no double letters, no underscores,
nada, no
nothing.
Underscores.
Comadre Pau. Just look for it. Follow it. I'll follow you back, I promise.
Maybe.
No, I follow back.
You follow back?
I'm a follow
You're a
backer.
follow backer?
Yeah.
I only follow back.
You don't grow if you don't
sometimes.
follow back.
True.
Then
Once you're big enough, you unfollow everyone.
And then I mean, you should do that technically, but because of the Instagram algorithm. But no, I am a follower backer for the most part.
A follower backer.
Yeah.
Good shit, boo.
Obviously, that was a joke, but okay.
Do you guys know that this episode's coming out October 3rd?
It's October 3rd.
Damn, we should have started like that. Hey, Jesus, what day is it?
He asked for what date. Oh.
He
It's October 3rd. He asked what day it is.
Well, I can make that the
Guess what I did?
Diego doesn't know what the fuck we're talking
No.
about.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to.
Mean Girls.
I'm
Wait.
surprised. Jesus,
Is it-
That's
he
the
hasn't
only
even
thing he
seen Mean
knew.
Girls.
Remember, October 3rd.
Is it
That was the
your
only
birthday?
thing he knew.
But guess what I did?
Anybody's birthday?
La
No,
película,
La
Mean
Película
Girls?
Mean Girls.
Oh, God.
Bro, it's a funny movie.
It is a
I don't
really
know
great
why you're
movie.
hating.
I've never seen it.
It's a good movie.
Guess what I did?
What?
Oh.
Sorry.
My girlfriend made me watch it.
Oh, you watched it? Like, did you like it?
Oh,
Yeah, it was pretty
good shit, Pam.
It was pretty what?
Gruel.
Girl?
Oh,
Great and
girl.
It's part of the movie. Gruel.
Gruel. Sorry.
Great and
I
cool.
don't know why I was having a
Fake
seizure.
fan right here.
Fake
I
fan.
haven't seen it in a really long time. Stop trying to make fetch happen.
Okay,
That's all I know.
knows one line. Did you like it?
That is all I
Yeah,
know.
it's pretty funny.
It's a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
I can honestly say it's one of my most favorite.
One of my most favorites.
Yeah,
Favorited.
it's my favorite. It's
She doesn't even go here.
chick flicks.
And he's like,
yeah.
You need to watch it, Diego. Lily, the fuck?
And she's always trying to make me watch it.
I don't
Really?
hate you because
Yeah.
you're
Dude,
fat.
watch it.
You're fat because I hate you. That's like some shit Diego would say.
For real.
Probably.
Oh
I
man,
forgot the gay quote that he said.
he's almost too gay to function.
Yeah.
Shit, boy.
I
He
don't know
knows,
how.
he knows that.
He literally retains all
How
of
many
these
times have
movie
you
quotes.
seen it?
But I ask him to do one damn thing and he doesn't fucking remember. I
Yeah.
hate men.
This is just the way
You're
my,
all the same.
This is just the way my brain
Nah, I can't
works.
remember those things.
No?
¿No?
Ni canciones.
Dude,
like
I
even
can-
the ones I like.
Y
like,
tampoco lo
nah.
que te piden que hagas. Eso.
Yeah, that
That's selective memory, my friend. That's
probably.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't retain that information.
I
either.
do. Like
Only
my
certain
brain
things.
needs to stop retaining that.
It does.
I don't know how
agree.
to like re-engineer my brain for it not to do that.
Maybe some like brain exercises. I don't know. I'll call
Some
Dr. Augment.
Shock therapy.
Shock
I'm
therapy.
shocked.
Damn, that's insane.
October 3rd.
I'll take you to La Cantina de los Remedios and you can do those toques there.
Or a
Maybe
shock
that'll-
collar.
La Cantina de los Remedios. I haven't been there in a while.
We have not been
And
there in a while.
honestly,
But honestly, that
I-
place is bad news. So
Like it.
I
do?
do too.
I like it.
I have a lot of fun there.
I've never been.
No,
I don't
What?
think I don't know.
We
Jesus
gotta
wouldn't
take
like
him.
it.
Oh no, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
You don't
he's
even like
not.
banda.
He's not that Mexican. But on that note,
Dice el de Salvador.
that's
Hey.
a good transition. But before the transition, we got to take a break.
Okay.
Jesus.
Break. So I just realized right now, when you consider growth mass, you lost a lot of money.
Girl math?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
On your
girl
trip.
math
I
is
fucking
great.
hate that.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna go return a dress, so technically I can buy
No,
something
but
else.
from your trip.
No.
Oh, bro, I lost so much money on my trip. I don't even want to talk about it. It's okay.
Estimate más de 600. Yeah.
Yeah, the trip was expensive.
Shit.
Yeah,
Ow.
yeah,
Yeah.
Ouch.
El codito.
yeah. And it was expensive out there.
¿Sí?
Like Costa Rica is expensive.
Pero tú crees que les dieron precios like gringos acá?
No,
o-
porque
No,
yo lo que les
the
estaba-
menus, like
Yo lo que
Oh,
le
¿sí?
estaba diciendo es que El Salvador también es caro, güey.
Sí.
Like it's not cheap. It's yeah, like restaurants and stuff. Like
Porque
you-
tú sabes que sí cambian los precios, cambian los menús, güey.
no, but like even like the online ones
Yeah.
and stuff.
Sí.
Yeah.
Ah, sí.
No, it was expensive.
No, porque
Souvenirs were
noso-
fucking expensive. Everything was really expensive.
yeah, because we'll go and like, pues mis tíos son los que piden la mesa.
Ah, ok.
You know,
Los
so-
locales,
Familia
los
Vive,
locales.
Ajá, locales. O vamos al centro comercial y el centro comercial tiene un lugar de
Tianguis. Or
in a way, and they're pretty expensive
Yeah, no, it was expensive in Costa Rica.
for it to be
sure.
like over there because people like get like $30 a month.
¿Y no se regateaba o te...
Pues depende en qué, o sea.
¿Cuánto me lo dejas, jefe?
Pau no
You
es
know?
bueno, Pau no es bueno para eso.
No, yo sé que
Yo
no.
no sé, no, yo no
Yo sé que
regateo.
no, pero...
Like, lo que me dices.
No
pues,
había
es-
un talentoso ahí que...
Pero, pues, es que ¿a quién vas a
somos un
regatear?
chingo,
Es que
jefe.
no fueron con raza, güey. They
Sí,
went with,
lo que,
like,
puro
it was-
fresón.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
no, no,
No,
no.
o sea, fuimos.
It
I
was-
was there with people from like Massachusetts
Ajá,
Oh.
or like
and London and
Australia,
New Zealand and
ajá.
Australia. Like it
Oh,
wasn't
ok,
like.
sí,
ajá.
no había.
Ajá.
Nos
Nadie que diera
veíamos
la cara por
turistas.
ellos.
Sí.
Pero no, o sea, te puedo decir que Costa Rica en sí, a donde entraras, era caro.
Era caro.
O sea, Meli y yo fuimos a desayunar, pedimos una acai bowl, 2 botellas de agua y ella pidió un sándwich, como $35 cada
Ver.
una. Ya.
Mejor no como. Gracias.
Sí, no.
Me quedo con el parásito.
Y los mercaditos no fueron ese
No,
tipo
we
de...
didn't really
no.
do that. No,
Okay.
Damn.
we went to like one, but I mean, nothing
Okay.
crazy.
I just found out how expensive Disney really is when it's for two people.
Yeah. Welcome
used
to
to
our world.
Siempre lo ha sido.
Yeah.
No, I used to go
Es que,
on my-
well, he would always go
I
single.
go on my own.
Oh,
I buy
okay.
my own thing.
Okay.
I
Ya
gotta
te
pay
tocó.
for two. I was like, damn.
By the way, we're back, guys. Sorry if you
Oh.
haven't noticed. If you haven't noticed by our conversation. Is this the first time you and Pam go together to Disney?
Yeah, it was literally last minute. Like, she was coming over, and it was a Friday. I was like, you know what? Why don't we?
You had
we,
a
we have
Vive-
nothing to do tomorrow. Why
You
don't
had
we
a
just?
Vive con Huevos moment.
Why don't we just go? Because
Que
we were
PI, Jesus, que PI.
we were planning to go October, December. We're like, might as well go on the cheaper dates or when it's not as full.
Yeah.
So like, yo, let's just go tomorrow. I was like, and then she was like with Marce, and I was like, oh shoot. She was with Marce, and I just texted her like at 10 at night. I was like, hey, we're going to Disney tomorrow. It's like, so don't try to get here too late.
Way to take initiative.
Nice. Good shit,
Yeah,
Jesus.
that's fun.
Way to look. Way to. Good way to look. Make us look bad.
Seriously. I only took Lily because it was free. I ain't spending all that money.
I took you to the Padres games.
Yay. Just kidding. I love
She
the
don't
Padres.
like baseball.
No, I do. I actually
You
really
do?
like the Padre games. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we only went to California because going to both was hella expensive.
It's expensive. Dude, I wanted to get tickets for my niece, the oldest, because her birthday's in November. And I was like, okay, what are we doing this year for the whole experience thing, right? And then, because originally she had said that she only wanted a party and she didn't want to do anything.
She
And
signed the contract.
Yeah, she did sign a contract. She made one. But I was like, ya sabes cómo soy.
Yeah.
I'm a little bitch when it comes to them. And I was like, let's just ask her what she wants to do. And she's like, and me dijo nada, pero luego mi mamá me dijo que quería ir a Disney. And I was like, all right, let me see. And then how much was the
Tu
price?
mamá con su mochila lista.
Let me see.
Well, just to go to
No,
Disneyland,
but it
it was
was
going to be
just-
like $500 for the three of us.
Yeah.
But just
Yeah.
for Disney. But the thing that I was also thinking about is like, it's Disney. We can't get away with just taking one because the other one is big enough for.
Is the other one free?
No. The fuck?
Nothing's
No,
free.
I think it's like
You're
two
free until
or-
3, I
or
think.
yeah, or 2 or 3.
Ay, pues está chaparra.
No se va a poder subir a nada. She's still going to pay full price.
No, sí se puede subir.
Sí?
Yeah, I mean,
Like
she's
the
tall
little
enough
kids.
to get onto the rides. She might not be able to get on like.
She won't get onto like the roller coasters.
Well, no, we're not gonna take her to California. We're gonna take her to Disney.
Sí, pues por eso,
Ajá.
like
What roller
Space
coasters?
Mountain,
Indiana Jones,
Indiana
No, I-
Jones.
the bobsleds.
From my understanding, she got on Space Mountain last time, but she didn't like it. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna get corrected,
me
but I
acuerdo.
don't know why I think I have this like memory, but I could be. Maybe it was just Hannah. I don't know.
You guys, listeners, let us know down in the comments what's the limit, height limit, because I'm too lazy to look it up.
Height limit?
Al mundo divertido.
I mean, she's 6. She's 6, right?
I think it's like 4
Or she
point.
Maya?
Yeah.
5.
It's like 4'3", maybe 4 something.
No, it's pretty tall, no?
No, that's tall. Yeah, I don't think
4?
she's 4'3".
I think like
How
Like
old?
3
I
and
mean,
a
how tall's a
half?
5-year-old?
no sé.
I don't know. Anyways, point is that like we
Let us
can't
know
get
in the
away
comments,
with
guys.
that.
Let us know in the comments. Engage in the comments, please.
Because like Universal Studios, she wasn't really gonna be able to get on anything, which is why we only took Hannah.
Yeah.
But I mean, at Disneyland, there's so much more, you know.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be even more expensive.
We went on the Goofy Sky School. I haven't been in that in so
I
many years.
hate that ride.
Dude, that
Dude, I
ride's
hate-
insane.
I feel like whenever we would go, we would never
You
go on
would
that
hate
side.
it. You would have hated it.
Is that the one that used to be the mousetrap one? That was-
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It would give you like
yeah.
whiplash.
That one.
¿Hace cuánto no has ido a California, güey?
This last time I went. I was like, ¿qué fue? Hace como 6 meses?
Yo creo que sí. Yeah.
Did you go on the goofy one?
No.
No.
It was fun.
No.
I hate it. So
I think
much.
the
and it
only-
always has such a long fucking wait, and I'm like, why?
Not
would
if
I
you
wait
have the
that
fast
long?
pass.
Well, yeah, but-
I love the Incredicoaster.
I do like the Incredicoaster.
I can ride that thing all day.
Which one is it?
The,
roller
the big ass
coaster.
roller coaster, though.
Oh.
The only roller coaster in California. Adventures.
Intenté, pero like, it took me like half a day to understand the Genie Pass. And by the time I did, I was already at the other park. I was like,
Para
forget it.
pendejo no se estudia, mijo.
Porque no le podía hacer link a todos los boletos. You know, like everybody had their own ticket.
But you could add them.
Everybody needs.
Yeah, but I didn't know that at first. So
Everybody
like,
needs a Jesus in their group.
I know,
Everybody
Jesus
needs
nos
the
traía
one
en
Disney adult
putiza.
that knows everything about Disney, about your tickets, has everybody's tickets, everybody's genie pass,
That's
is telling us where to go, when to
Yeah.
go, and what to do.
Oh, and so we
I
went
had
to
to do
the
that.
World of
Yeah.
Color,
Mm-hmm.
and Pam wanted to go to the very front.
That
I
shit
was
hurt
like,
my back when we saw it.
I didn't know that the front was actually a wet zone.
Yeah.
Like literally, like we went and we got soaked. At the end of the, she's like, "Oh, I want to go down there." So, oh, but it says wet zone. I was like, "Oh, it's fine. Let's go." Like I don't think it'll be that bad. That's what she told me. By the end of it, she was behind me while I was taking all the water.
Oh my God, I would have just moved
Did you
back.
not go with us one of the last times when we went to go see the World of Color?
I think we saw that with my mom.
No, I'm pretty sure Ozzy and Katya were there.
Well, I went that one time where we all got matching sweaters.
Oh, that was the day we saw
That
it,
was the
no?
day, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't
But
think
we
were
weren't in the front.
Yeah, we were like a little back.
No, we weren't. No, but I'm saying like I saw the
But
splash zone.
I just don't ever looking down there. But we got soaked. Like we literally got to the car, just took off my shirt and just put a sweater on, like a brand new sweater. Luckily, it was the last thing we did. So
Yeah.
Sí, porque después de eso cierran, ¿no?
yeah. Well, we went to the 10:15 one, which is after they closed. So yeah, I didn't know they had 2 shows.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I did.
So if
The more you
wanna-
know.
Yeah, the more you know.
He's a Disney.
You need a Disney adult
Yeah,
in your
You
life.
do need one.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, back to the conversation that we were having about me being Salvi, basically. It being Latino Heritage Month last month, and we really didn't talk about it last month. I feel like we were just kind of all over the place, and
Yeah.
I suck at organizing our months. I kind of want to bring light to this because, well, I saw the Jay Shetty episode with Becky G, and I saw a lot of people posting it, and there was kind of like,
Oh, you bandwagon fans now.
but there was actually a lot of, just as there was a lot of people that loved the fact that Becky G was on Jay Shetty and what she was saying was pretty relatable. There was also, I don't know if I would call it backlash, but there was also people who were kind of judging it, right? Okay. Or like, there's some people who I know that were like, what does she know about being Latino? She just became Latino like 2 months ago. And like,
I don't think that's true though.
no, I don't think so either. You know, but it kind of brought a question where it's like, at what point are you Latino? You know, or at what point does it disqualify you from not being Latino? And the reason I brought Diego on here too, because I think all 4 of us have had very distinct.
Look, bro, if a person can identify as a dog, you can fucking identify as Latino as much
I know, but
as
I
you
think
want.
I think this invites a very like deeper conversation, because I feel like a lot of us being first gen, second gen, a lot of people who have migrated here, us 4 have had very, like I said, very distinct situations growing up, or we grew up in a very distinct way. Diego grew up in TJ. Jesus grew up here. You grew up here, TJ, and Colorado.
Yeah.
You know, my parents migrated here from El Salvador. And then, like I've always said, like I've never really felt like I fit in. But like if, to some people, you know, I'm not. I was born here, yeah.
Here.
But like to some people, you know, maybe I'm not Latino enough. Or like the way for me, how it was, and maybe, I don't know if I'm coming off correctly or if you guys maybe understand where I'm coming from. But like to me, it was like, and I was telling Diego the other day, I was always too Salvadorian for the Mexicans, too Mexican for Salvadorians, and then too Latino for Americans. So I never really felt like I had a place.
Ni de aquí ni de allá.
Which Becky G brought that up in the Jay Shetty podcast, where she says she never really felt like she belonged, because she never really was from over there, nor was she really from over here. Nunca encajaba. So I think that just brings like a deeper conversation, especially us that, you know, have had, like I said, pretty distinct ways of growing up and seeing lives, and you know, it's just different, you know, like.
I think it's really common for people that are like first generation or second generation, even I would say third generation, because you're still pretty close to like that family, right? It's still your grandparents or your great grandparents.
Like both your parents are Latino, so
Yeah.
that makes you Latino.
It's still,
You're definitely not
Latino.
white.
It still makes you, you know, like I always say, like when people ask me what I am, I say I'm Mexican. Like I never say I'm American.
Yeah.
And technically I'm Mexican American, but I never say that. I'm always, Mexicana. And then they're like, pero de dónde? Right? And it's like, okay, pues de San Diego, pero pues
Pochilla.
mi familia,
Pochilla.
He is the reason.
Which is why I brought him.
I had never thought ni de aquí ni de allá. And then I met him and I was like, damn, bro, you made me feel like I don't belong.
So this actually goes a lot deeper than, because that's why I brought him. Because like whenever I hang out with Diego, a mí
You
se me
cry
olvida.
to go to sleep.
Yeah, because he bullies me. But I honestly, when I'm around Diego, sometimes I forget how to fucking speak Spanish.
You get nervous.
Yeah. And then Jesus, a long time ago, I think a few pods ago, he was like, you and Pau always make me question how Latino I am. And then I just feel like it just brings like a deeper meaning. Like, what really makes you Latino, you know? Is it the fact that, you know, does speaking more Spanish make you more Latino? Does coming from a different country?
How hard are you trying?
Well, I don't think it's about
Like, mucha gente, like, they claim being Latino, but when it comes to like speaking the language or learning the culture or anything, they don't even try. They're just trying to, you see?
They're just trying to fit in.
I do agree with that. Like, cuando les conviene, right?
Cuando les conviene. Yeah. Like some people in puro chicken, like, you know, they're like, get the fuck out of here, man.
Look, we don't hate on Yaritza anymore, right?
That type of Latino. Yeah, like, come on.
But can you blame them? Because then you also...
No, pero es la culpa de sus papás.
But that's the thing. You also run... And I've met a lot of people with this problem. Not problem, but like with this situation. That you run into the people that are first generation, that their parents came and then they didn't teach them Spanish because of the way their parents were treated. And that is actually a similar situation to the Yaritza and su esencia, is that their parents were in a sense like shamed for speaking Spanish and not knowing English, that they didn't want their kids to go through that. And I don't agree with it. I think that we've evolved a lot as a society and as a country or whatever to not, for them to realize it was wrong, like it was a mistake to not teach them Spanish, right? But I think there's still a lot of people that I'm around that have that same story.
Well, it's that story too, and then it's also the story of like maybe their parents came here undocumented, and maybe they were scared of being caught. So it was like, no, you have to speak English. You can't have an accent. And I don't know if you remember, Jesus. You remember when we were in middle school, there was a point in middle school where we couldn't speak Spanish in school.
Really?
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Jesus, this motherfucker blocks out everything, man.
Jesus was like, I didn't even speak Spanish.
But yeah, no, there was times where...
Por eso se le olvidó.
Yeah, but that's why I'm whitewashed now. Or like in high school too. And also there's also a school here locally in San Diego that I would clean. And in the office, they used to like literally have a sign when I would clean it in high school that said, no Spanish allowed in the office.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's kind of intense.
And
Yeah.
there was a point in my life that I do remember that I would get detention if I would speak too much Spanish, or I would speak Spanish in the classroom.
What school
And
did
this
you
was
go to?
No, this was high school.
Oh, that was high school?
Wait, what
Middle
the
school
heck?
and
What
high school.
high school?
Yeah. La Mater Dei.
Mater Dei?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
It was full of Mexicans.
Yeah.
See, like there were some teachers. I don't know if maybe it was just like a comfort thing, or maybe just they didn't feel safe, or like maybe they thought that we were talking shit behind their back. Porque también eran maestros gringos, güey, que tal vez no entendían el español.
I didn't know that was like legal though. Like,
I think it was just like a rule, yeah. So it was just like
speak Spanish on my job.
You can't speak
No?
Spanish.
Yeah, like I'm not supposed to, but
really?
80% of the workforce is.
Yeah. That's wild. No, I didn't actually. I mean, I didn't know there was places that actually asked you not to speak
at
Spanish.
work, like when I'm like working and with the public and everything, I'm not supposed to be like
at Best Buy when they would get mad at us for speaking Spanish on the radio.
Yeah.
Was as de cuenta que era así. It was like you can't speak Spanish because it was like, well,
Not everybody could understand.
Everybody needs to understand what you're saying.
Interesting.
I can't. Now that I think about it, I can't speak Spanish to my clients if they ask to speak Spanish. There's special people they have to speak to because of the language and stuff.
Oh.
For the bank and stuff.
Like
Yeah,
legally.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'm like, that's dumb.
Well, yeah, because it could be like a lost in translation type of deal. Like you could say something and you really meant something else, and then now you fucked over the bank.
Yeah, true.
And now they're millionaires because of Jesus. Because Jesus fucked over an application. You know, but I don't know. Like the reason I brought you guys in, Claudio, Diego mostly. I know. Is mostly just like, I don't know. Like, did you guys ever just feel like you guys never fit in, or like, how did you guys feel growing up? Like for me, a lot of why I feel like my Spanish can be broken is because of like kind of how like Pau was saying. I was like, my parents came here and they were discriminated a little bit and they had to learn how to speak English. And even when they were speaking English, it wasn't correct.
Yeah.
So to them, it was very important for me to learn English.
But what language were you speaking at home?
Spanish.
To communicate with
yeah.
your parents.
Because
I know they force you to, right?
They never.
Me?
Yeah, your mom.
Yeah.
They never not implemented Spanish. On the contrary, they wanted me to learn Spanish because they wanted me to embrace the culture.
At any point, did you feel ashamed of speaking Spanish?
Yes.
Yeah? Why?
But not because I was ashamed of my culture. It was more because my Spanish never fit in San Diego. Because growing up, like you got to understand, for the first 7 years of my life, my Spanish was Salvadorian Spanish. Yeah, I mean, it's funny, but my first 7 years of my life is Salvadorian Spanish and broken English. So when I went to school, and mainly in first grade, because that's when you really start, taking classes and going up to the front of the class, and I would talk a lot more with my friends. Then I started to notice my Spanish was different than their Spanish because they're Mexican. They're from Tijuana or they came from Guadalajara or whatever it is. The slang was different. The verbiage was different. The way we expressed ourselves was different. The word way doesn't even exist in our Salvador. Way for them is an actual way. It's an actual fucking bull. The meaning of it. So for me, at one point I became ashamed of my Spanish because I felt like I never fit in. And because at school, and I've said this on the pod, very openly, at school, I would get corrected from my friends and we're like, no, way, no se dice así, se dice así. And then I would come home with my TJ slang and my parents would be like, no, way, no eres mexicano, se dice así. And then at one point I was like, you know what? I'm just going to fucking speak English. No one can tell me anything about English because my parents don't even know how to speak it. And my Mexican friends don't even know how to speak it. So, so at one point, I was ashamed.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that because I feel like a lot of people does that. And just they feel ashamed of speaking Spanish. And sometimes you can see them like, the motherfucker speaks Spanish, right? And you start speaking Spanish and you're like, oh, no, just English. That's when kind of like you start like saying, these guys, start doubting people's...
Well, and what about you? I mean, so you grew up in TJ and you went to school in TJ for the first part of your life. But like, what about when you started coming to school here? How did you feel?
So that's the thing. It's just, I mean, my house was a couple miles away from there. I feel like it wasn't that big of a change because even when I was growing up in TJ, I was always crossing the border. I always had family like here, there. And so for me, Tijuana, San Diego, same thing. Just one more expensive than the other. But it was different. School, everything is different there. But when I came here, I felt that sense kind of belong. Because me llevaba con todos hablábamos igual. Me podía comunicar I could communicate in Spanish if I couldn't speak the English. Because I came over here not knowing any word of damn English. I had to learn. It took me a while, but
But you had friends that spoke Spanish, so you didn't really have to worry about it.
Sí, todo el tiempo. That's what I'm saying. Por eso te digo.
¿Nunca tuviste un punto en cuando llegaste aquí que you felt like maybe you were too Mexican?
Sí, pero I never felt bad about it. So I never felt bad. I'm Mexican,
You embraced it.
Dicho,
you always embraced it.
¿No les cagaban el palo en la escuela por hablar tanto español? Because you were, I'm not going to shout it out, but you were here locally.
Yeah. No, because it was too many of us, Especially when they eat, have you ever
at
had
our school, they never
ELD?
said anything either.
Yeah. So it was just normal. Everybody, as soon as we got off school, we all, get in a car and go to TJ.
See, a huge factor here is that Diego was way older when he started coming to school here and needing to learn English. School, right? So by that point, I feel like you already know your identity and you're either proud of it or you're not, or you make the changes. But at that age, you're already at a point where you're like, no, this is who the fuck I am, and and I mean, Diego's a bully, so he's gonna bully back.
And then in that case, I felt like me sentía más mal because I felt I was missing a part of my life. over there in TJ.
I was gonna ask you that.
Did you I came over here and I had to start from zero. I had to make new friends. I had to like my life had kind of like transfer over here, and it wasn't the same.
Did you ever?
Like, it's not the same.
Did you resent coming over here?
Siempre preferido like social life and everything over there. I think it's.
Do you think your life now would have been a lot different if you would have stayed in TJ versus if you would have stayed versus your life now?
Yes.
In a good way or a bad way?
Nah, we don't know that. That's what.
Se hubiera hecho bien malandro, el morro.
Probably because empecé a andar en malos pasos, por eso they brought me over here.
Oh, so
yeah.
So
like,
there was a reason why your dumbass had to learn English.
You see, and then like my story is way different than that because like my first language was Spanish, and I lived with my grandparents and my mom at the time, and well, my grandparents, it was like all Spanish. Like, my grandpa spoke English and my grandma spoke it too, but they would always speak to me in Spanish. And then I went to kindergarten and my teacher knew Spanish. So she didn't help me start learning English, right? So she would speak to me in Spanish. And then I got moved to Colorado in 3rd grade and I was still learning English. And at that point,
it's a different kind of Mexican.
It's a different kind of Mexican. And at the time, nobody in my school really spoke Spanish besides one girl, and I'll never forget her. Se llamaba Fabiana, and I'll never forget her. And she was the only other person that in my class that spoke Spanish, and so she was really the only other one I would speak Spanish to. But everybody else I would speak English to, and I would come home and not want to speak Spanish to the point where my parents would ignore me if I wouldn't speak to them in Spanish. Porque llegó un punto donde ya no sabía hablar español. O sea, seguía
That's good
estando
because you
chiquita.
actually learn Spanish. You know, porque español es más difícil que aprender inglés.
Sí,
It
ajá.
really is, yeah.
It's way more
Y
complicated.
obviamente volví a aprender español más fácil porque pues ya
Yeah.
le sabía, pero pues yo nomás por no querer como que me dijeran como que, oh, tu acento, no hablas bien el inglés o lo que sea,
Yeah.
pues yo empecé a hablar puro inglés. Y sí, I'll never forget there was a day we were in the car and they were asking me how, like they were asking me something about shrimp. And like I just kept saying shrimp and they were like my dad turned to my mom and said, ¿escuchas algo? And I seriously will never forget this day. And I'm like sitting in the back of the car, like telling them, like, no, the shrimp. And they're like, no escucho nada. And then finally they're like, el camarón. Like they were telling me, ¿cómo se dice en español? Y pues el camarón, no? And so then, okay, yeah, that day I was like, God damn, y'all are mean.
But I feel like that triggered something in you, no? Like I think
at the time I don't
road,
remember honestly because I can't say that I really started speaking Spanish again until I moved back to San Diego because then all my friends spoke Spanish. So then I was like, oh well, now I have someone to speak Spanish with.
Yeah.
You know?
Pero al final de cuentas tú sientes que perteneces a algún lugar.
Sí, yo nunca tuve ese problema que ni de aquí ni de allá,
Ajá.
como que nunca me sentía más mexicana o más americana. Pero sí hay veces que, o sea, sí te puedo decir, hasta yendo a Tijuana, yo sé que la gente sabe que no soy de ahí,
Sí,
¿sabes?
sí,
I
claro.
feel it, like I know it, but I guess I'm not like self-conscious about it. It's
Sí.
like, well, I'm not from here, you know, but my family is, and like, I did grow up here, but not like you grew up there, you know? Like, it is different. But
Nunca
I
se
guess...
subió un taxi.
Sí. Ellos sí me subían taxi.
Pues sí, pero ya
No ese
después
tipo
a los
de
18
Tijuana, no ese
años.
tipo de México.
So yeah, I mean, I never...
Sí, es que me acordé, es que señor policía, esta es mi ruta.
Yeah, no, I never felt that way. But there are times where like I get triggered, like on the trip. That they were like, oh, pero ¿eres de Tijuana o eres de San Diego? And I was like,
Lo
¿tú qué
mismo.
sabes? Ajá, es lo mismo,
mismo.
¿no? And then they were like, no, like, eres mexicana pero americana, no es lo mismo. And I'm like, well, no, but I'm Mexican. Like, fuck you and your opinion. Like, whatever you think that is, you know? So there are times where like it does kind of like trigger me because like, well, you don't really know. Like, you don't know my situation.
Pero es donde viene like,
that's
like
where-
how you feel.
Well,
like if you feel you belong, no matter
Yeah.
what other people say,
Well, that's
you know
where-
you belong somewhere.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Well, that's where my question stems from. Is like, at what point does it disqualify you from being Latino?
Es que no te descalifica. We're
But-
still Latino, pero ¿qué tipo de Latino eres?
But why? Why is that a question? Because Latino is still Latino. It doesn't fucking matter if there's a border right there. I'm still in this part of the border. You know, just because I'm bordering San Diego, like, yeah, maybe it crosses and there's a lot of American similarities, but that shouldn't disqualify or take points away from me being Latino. I'm not even
Es que no
Mexican.
te digo
And
que
I'm
te
fighting this.
descalificas. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. It doesn't disqualify
Yeah,
you.
he's telling you that.
No, I'm fighting the guy. I'm mentally fighting the guy
yeah.
that you're talking about in your
Well,
story.
that's why I'm saying,
Yeah.
and that's my thing that like
Of
don't
course,
judge.
Tú le hubieras dicho, ¿eres de Nicaragua? Costa Rica está aquí, ¿no? No, then you're not from Costa Rica. You're from Nicaragua. I don't even know if that's the bordering country, but I just know that's Central America.
Well, Nicaragua is
Yeah.
right there, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Everybody
¿Eres de
takes.
Mérida? What is in that border? Something down there?
Well,
La
that's
geografía no es lo tuyo, pa.
No, that's why I dropped out, bro. I always say this, dude. It's been 40 episodes since we
I am
dropped out.
yes.
Mérida está ahí, güey. No,
Por allá abajo.
Por ahí abajo, güey.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think that's why it's really important to like not judge people, you know, like depending on how they talk or like because you don't know why they're speaking the way they're speaking or their pochones. But definitely, I mean, I don't know. For me, it was always like a motivation. Like, okay, like I got to a point where it was a motivation. Like, okay, you're gonna talk shit because I speak Spanish like that, so I'm gonna, you know, like I've always said it. I actually want to go back to school to take Spanish lessons because I feel like I want to get to the point where I can take an interview in Spanish.
Vosotros.
You know, not like, o sea, no con el español de rancho que tengo, pero quiero como un español más profesional. Ajá.
Extender tu vocabulario.
Sí, exactamente. Y como que tú me puedes hablar en español y usar palabras que a lo mejor yo no uso, pero sé qué quieren decir y sé lo que es, pero no están en mi vocabulario. Y es lo que quiero como que empezar a aprender. Pero
Hostias.
Hostias.
Es que estoy muy happy. That's why I wear my Selena shirt today.
Oh, good.
What about you, Jesus? Because I know you had a quite different experience too, and you know we always make fun of you for being the pocho one in the group and in the potty, but in the
I think it's just ever since I was little, growing up. I don't remember correctly, but I think I did start off Spanish because obviously everyone in my family is Mexican, and we went to Mexico like yearly, like non-consistently. But I know I grew up learning English, so I perfected it. My parents spoke English the whole time too. Like they.
Are you first generation? Or are
Yeah,
you second
I was born here.
generation?
Yeah, my parents.
no,
But your
but did
parents-
your parents migrate here or the?
You don't know.
I was born here. My parents were from Acapulco. They came over at 18.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
So you're first gen.
It
generation.
was funny because my dad showed me where he crossed.
Nice.
I was like,
I know
"That's
where
right here."
I know where my parents crossed.
I was like, cool. But
Shout out IB. Imperial Beach.
It's all right. They're legal now.
Yeah, they're legal now. You can't call ICE, motherfuckers.
but
America.
I felt like just because I feel it with them too, like they feel more. I think I know they listen to it. They'll maybe correct me, but I feel like they feel more American now than Mexicans, just because they live here and the lifestyle we live. I've always felt like I'm American. I've recently started accepting my not recently, maybe like some years behind as I started being an adult. I started realizing, you know what, I should not take advantage, accept my Mexicanness.
Latinidad. As Becky G would say.
But there was a point where like I was like, oh no, I'm American. To this day, I still like when they ask me on the phone, like, oh, where are you from? I'm like, from San Diego. It's like, where are you from?
And that's funny because
Who's asking?
I'm like wired to say de Mexico. Like when I travel,
Yeah.
I never say I'm from the U.S.
Because the prices are going to change if you do.
No, because they're gonna fucking hate me.
También.
People hate Americans.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's the thing. I never feel like whenever I go to Mexico, I never feel comfortable, or anywhere outside the U.S. I never feel comfortable that I'm there because I know that I'm American and I have my ways, and my way of thinking is way different from whatever they're thinking or however they do things here. Even if it's going with my family, like I just feel out of place. But regarding the Spanish part, I did in high school. I did go to Spanish classes, but it was advanced Spanish for it was Spanish for Spanish speakers. That's actually where I met Melly.
Damn, I felt
Really?
Spanish.
Yeah, and from there, I started getting better at writing, and I started picking up on it when I was hanging out with Andres and Josh. They would always make fun of me, like, "Hey, dude, you're not. How are you not speaking Spanish? Or how can you not speak Spanish?" Things like that. But I started learning it. nowadays my girlfriend's from Mexicali, so I have to.
Your Spanish has
Spanish.
gotten a lot better
Yeah.
since you started dating her.
That and just because
He's forced.
overall,
Yeah, he's forced. He got forced. Yeah.
overall, just talking with everyone. Because I remember a time when I used to go with my family, like I would be like, oh, ¿cómo se dice esto, and like
Breaks out Yo Sabo.
Yeah, like, I would just like I wouldn't know how to say certain words, but now that I've recently gone to weddings and stuff, they've told me like, hey, your Spanish has gotten a lot better. It's like, oh, it's just
Ya lo traías. It's just
Es nomás
It's like a
empezar a
switch.
usarlo.
yeah, it's
Well,
just
it's like a
using it.
switch.
yeah.
It's like a switch because, like, yeah, sometimes too, like when we go down to TJ, like at first I'm like, fuck, ¿cómo se dice? And I'm like practicing.
2 beers in.
But 3 beers in, chilango.
No. It's like 4 beers y se le sale lo salvadoreño.
Ajá.
El tonito y todo. Like, what the fuck?
Who are you?
Yeah.
I even know how to be mad in Spanish now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like
Cries in Spanish.
Yo me sé reír en español. Ja.
So then you would say que tú, o sea, tú sí te sientes más de acá que de allá.
Yeah,
Even though like
for
you're
Te
sure.
identificas más de San Diego.
But I think the way I grew up, I've never felt any type of racism or any time. I've never felt anyone judge me for who I am. Maybe I just never noticed.
Yeah.
Because I just been like, oh, okay. Like I just brush off things like that anyways. I feel it over the phone sometimes because like I get calls from like the east side or whatever, and they're trying to wonder where my accent's from. If I even have an accent, I don't even hear it. I don't know if you
Which
guys
is
do.
also
Okay.
a different type of Latino too, because the East Coast has like
Puerto
Ricans, they
Oh,
have
yeah, papi.
Cubans. There's also
lot
a
of
very
Venezuelans.
there's also a large population of Central Americans over there. They're a lot more of a melting pot than I think the West Coast.
Yeah. I think so too.
Yeah.
So you brought up racism right now, right? And I actually kind of want to touch on this because up until not recently, but like up until a few years ago, I didn't really ever take into consideration the treatment between like lighter skin Mexicans and darker skin.
I saw it a lot in modern day.
Yeah, so I maybe because all of our friends, like we grew up, we're all pretty light, you know, like I don't know, I just didn't. Yeah, white skins, como dice el Diego.
Shout out Blanco.
So I kind of want to touch that subject because I feel like we've all also had a very different experience within that.
Yeah. I'll go first because they look like they're thinking. I feel like my experience with like the white skin or like the discrimination of white skin and like a darker Mexican, I should say. Because it's not just that. I mean, it's anybody. Because even in El Salvador, there's
Yeah, so
like
I mean
my mom's-
Latinos,
yeah,
right? Like
because like my mom's pretty white.
she's light
My-
skinned
yeah,
as fuck.
my mom. Yeah, my mom's like ghost, and like I'm dark as hell compared
But
to my mom.
but you're not.
I don't
dark.
feel like I am. No,
Like, you're
I don't
not.
feel like I am.
Like-
But that's what I was saying. Like in high school, you could see the difference between the light skin Latino and the dark skin Latino.
So where did you fall? Like in between? You weren't like Chilango, but you weren't like.
You're always on the lighter side.
I was, yeah, I think, but the way I carried myself, it was more towards the darker side.
And do you think that comes from like your background, like
That
your family
does definitely
businesses and
come
stuff?
from my background because I mean, I didn't spend a lot of time in the hood, but like I grew up with certain people, and then we moved to North Park, and that was a different type of Latino, and then we came to East Lake, and that was a different
Whole
fucking
different
type of
type,
Latino.
yeah.
But this whole time, like you said, I was always in a blue collar environment, which is typically a darker Latino.
Right. So like your energy carried that.
Yeah, my energy carried that. And then when I got into high school, and that's when I actually noticed the difference. And I was like, wow, there's a whole ass other like set of Mexicans.
There's a
in this
whole other
world.
set of
Yeah.
Mexicans.
Bro.
I was like, wow, you got blue eyes? It was like a culture shock within a culture. And yeah, you could definitely see how certain this is like super racist, but like super like certain skin tones would hang out with only certain skin tones.
Yeah.
And those happen to be the elite of high school or the people who had money in high school. Those of you need to y'all need to watch the video for what I just did. But
He put quotes.
yeah, air quotes. Versus the darker ones either came from a background like mine or were of mixed race or, Latino with something else, or they were Filipino or whatever it is. But you could definitely see how do I say this? The selectivism of hanging out. Yeah, selectiveness.
Clasismo.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Clasismo.
Yeah, that's what it was. Thank you. Of how that worked versus I was just trying to figure it out, bro.
Okay, we'll go that way.
I don't know. I never felt that. O siempre fui de los que el prietillo que se juntaba con todos porque traía cotorreo.
So maybe
Yeah,
not
donde
within
sea, me
your
acoplo.
friends, but like
I
you ever
get
feel
along
it
with
in
it.
like at work or like
Not at work,
teachers
no.
or
I don't know. I probably never paid attention to it.
you just didn't pay attention to it.
Yeah, I never paid attention to
You're
it.
not self-conscious about it.
Even when they say it, like,
Well, I was never
Yeah,
really
like-
self-conscious about it. I just feel like I'm very observant.
Yeah, you are.
And ever since a young age, I've been very observant about like how things and maybe certain things in society work. And I don't think that ever brought any type of like self-consciousness, but I did kind of see how things were put together.
Yeah.
Which is also, I think, kind of like how Diego was like he just said, like he kind of like fit with everybody por su cotorreo. That also helped me kind of mold myself to be like, I was one way with certain group, but I know I could be a different way with another group, and I could be this way with another group, you know?
yeah.
Well,
So
and you like mold into your environment.
I'm like a chameleon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you do. What about you, Jesus?
I'm kind of the same way because right now I was thinking like whenever I was never conscious about my skin. I always thought I was dark, but then I met dark people, and then
You met Diego?
But I've always been in melting pots where like at OLS or at Benita, when I started working at Jack, like I was friends with the super Mexican people that that didn't know English, and then also with the Americans that were working there that didn't know Spanish. So I was really good in between, and then and just going my future jobs after that, like same with the banks, like even right now, like there's so many different ethnicities and races there. Like I just feel like super.
I feel like for San Diego, there's a lot of diversity.
Yeah, like-
Yes.
So you don't really feel it.
So
Like
that's
some
where
dark
I wanted
races.
to. That's what I wanted
Yeah,
to touch. Is
'cause-
that?
But is there?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I feel like I don't see it.
No,
not until
fuck.
like recently. Not until like as of recently. But like I feel like in my younger years, I feel like as we've dated, I feel like my pot, my eyes have just been open to a lot more people and cultures versus like before I was very closed off because of the people who I was surrounding myself with. Now I see it, but I feel like a lot of people don't see it because we're so close to the border.
Well, that's why he's saying there's
Yeah.
more diversity.
Oh, okay. Sorry, then I misunderstood that. I misunderstood the assignment.
Like there's way more diversity here. So you don't. San Diego, California is a bubble, but San Diego is a bubble within the bubble of California.
The
right?
bubble of the bubble.
Yeah.
Because si te vas poquito más al norte, everything changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when I
Everything.
started
Yeah.
to notice it. Is like when I got to San Francisco, I was like, what the fuck?
It's a
Yeah.
different kind
Oh,
of
that's
You
a
know?
whole different other
It's a
Latino.
different
Yeah.
And
kind of
like the border town is real. Like the
Yeah.
the full meaning behind the border town, like it's so real. When I was in
Once
San
you start
Francisco,
seeing cows, it's a different Latino.
like
Yeah.
when I got there, I was like, man, this is the first time I feel the difference, you know. And like even in Colorado, I can't say I did, but because there's a lot of Mexican in the area that I lived in Colorado, and that was like later in life, right? Obviously not in elementary school when I first moved there and didn't want to speak English. I mean Spanish. But like my best friend in
Chicken
Colorado
wings.
is from Chihuahua. Like a lot of there's a lot of hay mucho mexicano allá.
Yeah.
Y muy diferente. Pero llegando a San Francisco sí fue como ahí, that's when like the minority came into play, that like, oh yeah, like I mean I'm not dark skinned, but I am more dark skinned than them, you know? And
Yeah.
so that's where I really started to like tap into like the ¿qué dices tú? Latino qué?
Latinidad.
Latinidad and the you know, like just all of that. So that's where I was that it was definitely a culture shock for me. Where like when Danny and I moved out there, I was like, whoo, hit me like a fucking truck. Like,
Did you feel like self-conscious?
no, I still never felt self-conscious
out of
about
place?
it. There, actually, I'm not gonna lie. When I worked at the coffee shop, I definitely felt a little weird there.
Why?
Like, because I felt like people saw me as the worker. Like, I worked at a coffee
do you
shop. Like,
mean?
there wasn't
That's
value
funny
behind
because
it.
I've always been a worker, so I feel like I'm always the worker.
Yeah. So I have never felt that way.
Aren't we all workers?
No,
Yeah,
no.
about to say,
So, but
right?
there's a difference between like, and correct me if I'm wrong. This is the way I'm seeing it. Is like I came from a blue collar environment, right? I've cleaned carpets, I've cleaned houses with my grandma. Like, it's a typical job that you would think of when you're thinking about a Latino. I've done those. I grew up doing that. So in my head, I feel like people see me as that, as the worker, as
¿Que no hiciste un berrinche
as
una
the help.
vez?
Well, no, but that was later in life, bro. I'm talking about like, but growing up, I cleaned houses, bro.
Yeah.
I've cleaned other people's shit.
Oh,
Literally.
el de.
Yeah.
I was like, qué berrinche.
Yeah. Oh, we can talk about that. I mean, but that was later. But that was me having an identity crisis because
Yeah.
I
That's what I'm
came
trying
from
to
this
say.
life. I came from cleaning houses and cleaning carpets, and I've worked from a very young age. I feel like I feel like I lived an immigrant life without being an immigrant.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can see that.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what I'm referring to. Obviously not as deep as yours, right? Because I was working at a fucking coffee shop. But I did kind of feel like that, like, oh, she's just a worker. Where like, y'all don't know my fucking story. Like, like I'm actually more than that, but like in your eyes, I'm just that. And then I moved to the bank and that completely went away. It was just the type of job that was like making me feel that way. And that I also don't think it helped the area we lived in. Like we lived in the most expensive area of San Francisco and there was a lot of white in that area.
Yeah.
And so I worked in that same area and that street was a really expensive street to be on. And I just feel like, people would walk in and they just like, oh, X.
Te hacían menos.
Ajá.
You feel like
Yeah. And obviously not everybody, like I met a lot of great people there, but there were people that would definitely like try to make you feel less. I never left work and was like, oh my God, like I feel so much less or anything, but there were moments where I was like, damn, that was a little rude. Or like, damn, like I felt that, like the little sting,
Fetch me my money.
Whereas like here, I never felt it. Like I never felt it at any of my jobs, but because of the same thing, like you're so close to the border that it doesn't matter where you go. Like I don't feel it at my current job. I didn't feel it at my last job. My boss was just a fucking dick. So sometimes like you could feel like that he saw you differently, but like I never took that seriously. So yeah, I mean, for sure it was like a culture shock for me out there. But then I moved to the bank and like, it gives you more of like a status thing, I guess.
Yeah.
And so then you stop
Well,
feeling
it's
that.
a different type of service job, right? I don't know. Did you ever feel that when you were at Jack's Cheese?
But do you feel like it changed on you, or was it the job?
No, the
Como tú te
treatment
veías a ti
changed.
misma.
No, porque
¿No?
como yo me veía a mí misma era igual en un trabajo que el otro. Yo nomás me cambié al otro trabajo porque me iba a dar... En el café me querían poner a trabajar los domingos y yo había dicho que no podía trabajar los domingos y el banco te da los domingos y porque me iban a dar más dinero. And because I didn't have to be up at 5 a.m. So like I didn't change jobs because like I actually loved the coffee shop job.
Yeah.
Like I for people that know me know that I want to own a coffee shop. Like I love coffee, it was a great place to be at. I met one of my current bosses, like he's still my boss now. Like that's where I got the job. Like have a lot of appreciation for that job. And I don't think it was a me thing. I just think the treatment changed. It was the same customers.
Because it was in the same street.
It
right?
was three buildings
Those
away,
doors
like
away.
Yeah,
three
crazy.
doors away, But it was just a different treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I guess I didn't think about it because I mean I was like 18, like I was literally a chamaco when I was.
Yeah. Well, it's your
Jack, you were
first
pretty
job,
young.
and
Yeah, you were pretty
we
young.
loved it because we always got free Jack.
Yeah.
It was great.
And
Yeah, there was times where I would go and Jesus would be like, "Is it you?" And then I'd get like an extra large soda. wait, hold on.
And then it was you and another friend.
Yeah.
So if it two other friends, right?
Yeah, there's a
and
couple.
if he wasn't there, the other one was there. It was great.
But
I don't even know Jesus
but
at
going
the
into
time.
the bank, I think I started at 19, so I started young too. So I guess I never really.
You didn't feel that change or that shift or anything.
I mean, I guess I did feel more of the respect, I guess, because bank, obviously, because
Yeah.
you're well dressed. It's more of a professional, I guess, setting. And then, of course, it's all about money. You know, when it comes to money, it's the most important thing.
Yeah.
But then I feel like I've been screamed at more at the bank versus.
Well, because you're
Because
fucking with people's
I was
money.
gonna say because you're messing with people's money. Yeah.
But it's funny because I just listen to them and they're like, oh, well, there's anything else I can help with, like.
Yeah.
I think that's what I like about my job. Is like they can scream at me all they want. I'm just listening, and they're like, "Oh well, sorry, there's nothing we can do."
You don't take it personally. Yeah.
No,
You just move on.
yeah, it's the best thing.
Yeah.
And they get all mad, and the cool thing is I have the power to just hang out. You know what? Bye.
What was your first job here?
Dude,
Diego?
that's what I was just thinking. Because when I came over here, for some reason, I was working like a illegal. I was getting those jobs. I was getting swap meet.
But you were born here, right?
Yeah, I was born here.
Yeah.
Y lo de ahí me-
I thought it was
Diego was at the Carlsbad strawberry fields.
like straight out, like I was thinking, and there was a point like, damn, what the fuck am I? Like I can work in AC. Like I don't need to go through this shit. I have papers.
Oh
I
my
can work at a
God.
bank too.
Yeah, because I used to like the newspaper, right? And estaba en una van, like in the back seat, like full of.
You had a paper route.
Yeah.
Really?
And then, yeah,
I didn't know that.
but I was like
actually.
14 or
Oh,
something.
okay. You're super.
And then swap meets, like unloading trucks,
Oh, that's a
selling. And
bitch.
yeah. Like waking up at like
Uh-huh,
4 in
yeah.
the morning.
Yeah, because they
3
get
in
there
the morning,
fucking
early as hell.
early. Yeah.
And then one day he clicked like, man, what the fuck am I doing? I can't get another job. That's when I went to
Oh,
Best
that's when
Buy.
you
Like,
went to
dude,
Best
fuck
Buy.
this.
Damn.
Meanwhile, I'm over here like, dude, blue collar is the way to go.
For those of you that don't know, Diego and I met at Best Buy.
Yeah.
We both worked there and had the time of our lives at that. fucking
There's
Best Buy.
actually a
fun time.
YouTube video
It was a
of
fun time.
Diego.
Oh,
tackling
kicking
some-
somebody's
yeah.
ass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll
We
never
gotta try to
forget
It was a
find
fun
that.
job. It was a
Yeah,
fun
we
job.
gotta try to find this with Jesus.
He literally like went viral on like a meme
Yeah,
page,
yeah.
no?
I think
Lo
so.
pusieron en un
Yeah.
meme page.
You tackled someone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get fired for it?
No.
No. And it was kind of like on my last.
He was
like,
the best
weeks.
on the job. They weren't gonna fire
I'll
him.
try to
Yeah.
I'll try to find it so you can put it on the video. Or you can overlay it.
But that was a fun job.
We
I was
did
like,
have a lot
we
of
would
fun.
go to work, but like all our friends were there, so it didn't feel like work.
Yeah, it was great. Great
Even
times.
if we had work, we wouldn't do it sometimes.
Dude,
Get yelled at for no reason. Like
hours in the break room.
Now that I think about it, I've never been robbed that. Working 12 years at the bank now.
Really?
You were never.
Well,
in a
knock on
robbery?
wood.
I know.
Well, now I can't
Yeah.
get robbed because
Oh.
I
I did,
I work on
um,
corporate now, so it's whatever now.
in downtown,
Well, that's true. You worked at the bank too.
Yeah.
Damn, we all worked at a bank.
the bank.
I
Not
know,
you,
yeah.
no, but like
I applied, but I didn't get the job. They said you're too brown.
No.
There's no way I got it, man.
he cleans carpets. No, he can't.
No, it's not that. It's just, you just gotta nail the interview.
Yeah.
Because I've worked
never
with some
got the interview.
stupid people.
That's the thing. It's harder to get the interview unless you know someone.
Yeah.
It's one of those. I only got the job in San Francisco because the manager at the bank was my customer at the coffee shop and he loved my customer service.
Yeah.
I didn't even have to take the interview. He was just like, just come in. And I was like, great.
Damn.
Because he walked in, he was like, ¿sabes de alguien que quiere un trabajo? And I was like, yo.
Take me away from
And he
here.
was like, ¿en serio? And I was like, sí. And he was like, okay. And then he gave me the job.
I want to hear Diego's robbery experience.
Oh, yeah.
No, at the bank.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel bad because I was there, like I was a teller. No, I was a teller, and then this guy comes in, hands me like a little piece of paper, and he's like, "Open it." I was like, "Give me all the money." And I just stare at him like, "Where's the gun? Where's the knife?" Like I don't feel threatened, bro. Like you gotta step up your game. So I was just kind of like staring at him. And then my friend saw, like, and the other teller saw it and kind of like clicked the buttons, like them, like
They knew.
silent alarm and everything. But I ain't giving shit. Like he didn't rob me. Like we just staring at each other. He handed me the note. And
Stare off.
Yeah.
I was like,
Whoever
What?
blinks first gets the money.
and then the cops came right away because it was downtown. They're always around.
Not as scary as I thought. You
Yeah.
should have beefed it up.
So that one, and I feel bad for the other one because he robbed me for like $5
No.
because he wanted to go to prison.
You know what?
Yeah,
I've
it's a
heard that before.
thing,
That homeless do that.
Because they get medical insurance and they get like 3 meals
whatever
a day.
coverage. Yeah.
But
they
I
want
doubt
it
they
off the
changed
street.
it. Like I'm sure for $5 they don't do that anymore,
Right
right?
now it's 950.
Yeah,
so
there's
what
all
is
that
it?
thing. You can rob up to 900 something and
Yeah.
you'll get away with it or something.
That's
Well, it's a
fucking
misdemeanor
ridiculous
instead
to
of
me.
a felony.
I need $900.
But you know what? I heard that too for like the trans community, that they would they would commit like petty crimes because when
they get in the treatment,
uh-huh.
and once they're like
once they're out, once they're out, they can
if
continue.
they go inside prison, like they get arrested and
Yeah.
they go to prison and they already had that treatment, the state
They have to give it to them.
They
pay
have
them
to, yeah.
finish that treatment,
and they're
really
not paying out of
expensive.
pocket technically.
Yeah, people with cancer does that too.
Yeah, it's really sad, dude.
It's
That
sad.
is
That's
really
what
sad,
it's
yeah.
sad. It's
That is super sad.
you see a lot of people that they're just there for the medical insurance.
I'm gonna go for the housing. Yo no quiero pagar renta.
Get a roommate, new roommate, and
No, yo aquí me quedo. I'd get my ass beat.
But
0 chances of surviving in jail.
yeah, I don't think I would be able to survive prison.
I think you would.
You used to be a boxer, bro.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm too nice.
That's I feel like you will get along
But
with everybody.
Yeah,
Because
okay.
you
You'd be
don't have a problem
yeah.
like connecting
Yeah.
with people.
Like you don't think you'd get in
And
there
you're
and be like
smart.
fight or fight mode?
No, I don't think so. I think I'd just be in there like.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, as long as you don't get involved in drugs, you'll
Yeah.
be fine. That's why, like,
Well,
I
let's
feel like,
just make sure you don't go.
Yeah.
Just keep you here.
Vatos locos for life.
Bro, I can't believe you made me watch that shit.
That's a good
that's a
movie.
good movie.
And then I didn't even get to see the end because
Es
there
que
was
lo-
some fucking pirata
lo-
shit
lo
on
vi- lo
YouTube.
vimos pirata en YouTube.
Es que no está en ningún lado. They fucking took it off of everything. And we found it on YouTube. And seriously, the last 10 minutes, hablaba, o sea, seguían hablando, pero no se veía la
no, la
película. And I was like,
imagen.
bro, I just watched 2.5 hours of this
Without
shit and I
the
don't even get
ending.
to watch the ending.
Hey, I want to ask Jesus something. Right now, you're with Pam, do you feel like a little bit like, I don't want to say out of place.
In love.
How aparte?
Cosita.
Like when you hang out with their friends, like from Mexicali and stuff.
We haven't really hung out with their friends. I've hung out with their family.
Es que no tiene amigos. Yo soy su amigo.
And the friend from Mexicali that I mostly hang out with is Marce. And then her roommate. That's pretty much it. We haven't really hung out with their friends.
You should have made up a story.
There was a chance.
What was the question again? And then I can make something up.
Okay, well, never mind. There goes that question.
No, we mostly just hang out, just me and her. We make plans for us
¿Hablan español o inglés?
in español.
Español. So you're forced to speak Spanish. So.
Yeah, I mean it just comes
lucky.
naturally now.
See, yeah.
Yeah.
But
You
I
feel
talked to her in
comfortable now?
but I talked to her in English
Yeah.
because I want her to get comfortable with English
Is
for
she-
her working here. And
Is
all
she
that.
shy?
She seems a little shy. I
Performance,
mean, we know her.
performance
I
anxiety.
feel like she talks to you guys more than I talk to you guys when we were hanging out.
Yeah.
But no, I'm
Well,
talking.
no, I don't think she feels shy with us.
Yeah,
I just
like
feel
in,
she
like when she's
seems
out and about,
she'd be
like
shy.
not shy like personality, like shy when she's speaking English.
Oh, English probably, but in Spanish, it's
think
funny
it-
because like whenever we go to Mexicali, I let her do all the talking.
Yeah.
Like I'm behind her, like quiero esto,
Dije sin cebolla.
and then I do the opposite
then
over
passes
here.
over
Like, I'll do the ordering over here. It's like, what do you want? No. ¿Qué quieres? Okay. And then I'll order it English. So
She wants the adobada. Extra salsa. You Mexican.
I know.
But yeah, that's no, it's just me and her, and her friends, like her closest friends. I haven't really met her, I guess her friend group,
No han salido o algo así.
because she lives over here. Because she lives here now, technically. So
So you don't really ever go to
Yeah.
Mexicali anymore.
They're in the soft opening still.
yeah. And then when she comes here, then there's an event, then she'll come hang out with us. But that's it.
It's not a lot of social life. Pero lo que te digo, Mexicali social life, it's hot as hell over there.
Yeah.
It is
Well, it's like two different extremes. I feel like it's either
too hot or too cold.
cold or
Yeah.
fucking hot. There's
But the
no-
drinks hit
Yeah.
hard. You get some frozen beer with like hielito on the top. It's the best thing ever.
Like a slushy?
It becomes slushy
Like a
because
beer
it's
slushy?
so cold. Because it's so cold.
I do actually like beer like that. I've had it before.
Not sure about that.
Yeah.
No?
So
It's not like ice. It's slush, like ice from the beer.
Yeah,
it's
like
just so
the
cold.
foam part becomes ice because it's so cold.
Okay.
But like the whole beer is still beer, you know?
Oh, okay.
It's just cold.
I thought it was the whole beer.
No.
Like
It's just
slushy,
like the top part, like the foamy part just becomes icy. It's the best thing
Gotcha.
ever when it's like 110 degrees.
Still like.
Yeah, fuck that heat. I hate the heat. Well, you know what? But I can deal with Well, I shouldn't say this, but I'd much rather deal with like a Mexicali heat, like a dry heat, than a San Diego heat. I fucking hate the humidity.
You guys should go to Agro Baja with me.
Goes
When is it?
once.
I don't remember.
Like
No, I do remember because it's on our anniversary. It's in March.
Yeah.
But do you know the dates?
I don't know what day will be next year, but this year it was March 4th.
Oh, we're not gonna be here.
Oh.
March. Yeah. Wait. Oh yeah, we're not.
Pasta.
Le pasta.
Le pasta.
Damn.
I know.
You're going to Italy?
Yeah.
We are.
For my mama's birthday.
Yeah, Carla going all out.
I know, bro.
Good for her.
I wonder if I was gonna propose in Italy.
I'm not proposing in Italy.
Why not?
Prefacing it right now.
And
Because
usted
I already
mujer
told him he has to
empoderada.
propose. Unless you propose to me
Mujer-
before that, then I'll propose to you in Italy.
What do you mean? You only need one.
No, he has to propose to me first, and then I'll propose to him.
So you're gonna take a knee and everything.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think we should normalize women proposing to
Nah.
men.
Nah.
Thank you. Thank you. Fuck. Finally, some manly energy in here.
Fuck out of here.
Well, first of all, you guys ruined my clip. Okay? There needed to be a pause.
No.
Nah,
No.
bro. I think if Lily would have proposed, I would say
You'd
no.
say no? Fuck yeah. That'd be so weird.
That's not your job, girl. That's not your job.
Exactly.
I'll take it. Hell no. Man. Do it. Let's do it. Actually,
You
the
guys need
other,
to stop drinking tap water. Oh my God. We need to talk about that fucking frog.
Oh.
Did you see that?
Oh, just
We're
for the
gonna talk
record,
about
guys,
this
I really
really quick.
don't want Bao to propose.
Fucking
It's
liar.
just an
It's
inside.
his fucking dream, dude.
It's just an inside
Fucking
joke.
liar.
I do. Do it. I want that pressure taken off of me.
Yeah.
We're
Talk
gonna
about
talk
your-
about this really quick. We were supposed to make this a whole segment, but we'll do that next
Oh,
episode because it's gonna go too long.
I'm gonna introduce the segment though.
Okay.
So we're gonna bring in a new segment, probably next Talk Can Talks, where Bao goes down. Bao's been
rabbit
going
hole.
down some fucking rabbit holes, bro, about like shit that's in our water, the U.S., our food. So it's been an ongoing issue in our relationship
It is an issue.
that I
getting
decided
expensive.
to let her vent on the podcast. So now every Talk
I'm really
Can Talk
excited because I have a
is
lot to
going
say.
to have a rabbit hole of Paulina talking about something that she found on the internet.
But today,
We need a name. Drop a name,
oh
guys.
yeah, if you guys
Drop
have
a
any
name
ideas
in
for
the
our name.
comments
But today we're gonna talk
on
about
YouTube.
the water we drink has turned a male frog into a female.
They're trying to make everybody gay.
Yeah.
That's one of the. Yeah, I know it's a theory.
Yeah.
I went down. Down.
Did
that
you go
rabbit
down
hole.
that fucking
Fuck
rabbit hole?
Yeah, I've been doing.
Dude, and it makes so much sense. Like, okay, here's the thing. I need to preface this too. If you're gay, and I get that,
Yeah.
right? Like, I respect that. I have nothing against
No,
that.
yeah, we're all inclusive
It's
in this
the
podcast. We love everybody.
feminism
Yeah.
behind the guys that like aren't gay, but they're straight, but
We're
they're
getting
not.
canceled, pal.
No, we're not. No,
She's doing a good
Because-
job at explaining this. Yeah.
because it's not you being gay. I understand that is your. I get that.
Yeah.
It's the men that are too feminine, that they're not gay,
That they're not gay. They're just
but
feminine.
they're just
yeah.
they don't portray the masculinity, right?
I know a couple of those.
No son vatos.
Yeah.
Pues, no son de-
And it has nothing to do with your emotions and the
Huevos.
crying, and it has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the feminism inside of it. So this is what it says. Male frogs exposed to certain chemicals in the water were turning into females. This phenomenon, known as feminization, has been linked to a variety of environmental pollutants, including pesticides, herbicides, and industrial chemicals. While the frog example is extreme, it is a cautionary tale about the potential effects of chemicals on human health. And it's the same rabbit hole that I've been going down with the water in the U.S., which is why it has to be like quadruple filtered and then remineralized, because
Yeah.
we have to filter it so much because of so many pesticides in our soil that there's no way we'll ever get back to clean water unless we stop doing everything for
So-
20 years.
In Costa Rica, you probably had some real water.
Yeah, she
Uh-huh,
probably has
and,
some
and,
real
and, I,
water.
di- and I almost died. Yeah,
And her
I
body's
know.
like,
Yeah,
what,
like,
the,
what
fuck?
the fuck is this?
Okay, wow.
I talk shit about
wait,
myself.
Wait, hold
Yeah.
on. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Did anybody else get sick? As
Yeah.
bad as you guys?
Danny.
Not as bad as
Melly.
us, but the theory that I have is that the night that we drank the water, the agua de fruta,
Oh, yeah.
Danny, Melly, and I were really the only ones drinking it because they had an open bar and everybody was there to get drunk, and we weren't. Danny and I had a beer, but we wanted to be straight for the rappelling the next morning. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't want to be drunk. I don't really drink anymore, so I knew that if I had a drink, it was going to put me over the edge. Danny was in the same boat, and Melly doesn't drink. And so when I looked it up about ice, I Googled like ice, not filtered ice, like if it can have an effect on you. It said that the only way it could potentially not have an effect is with alcohol, but it has to be really strong alcohol. And they were drinking moonshine.
I'm gonna make you clean this.
And moonshine is really strong.
Yeah.
It's empty. Yeah, moonshine is really strong. And so my theory is that the moonshine
like
shots that
killed
they were
their shit.
taking.
So alcohol
is
would have
killing-
saved you that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I should have fucking drank. I was fucking trying to do the
I
responsible thing.
always tell you that you should drink.
Yep.
That fucking stupid beer I had didn't do shit for me.
3 beers a day
Anyways,
Yeah.
saves it. What
Keeps
is
the
it?
parasites away.
keeps
Yeah.
the parasites away apparently. So we'll go back to the frog. One way that chemicals may be feminizing men is by disrupting their hormones. Hormones play a critical role in the male development and behavior, and exposure to chemicals that mimic or block hormones can have a number of negative effects. For example, some studies have shown that exposure to certain chemicals can lead to lower testosterone levels in men, which can reduce muscle mass, strength, and sex drive. This is a real problem, guys. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I didn't continue doing research on this because I actually didn't realize we were going to record today. So like, I didn't prepare for it. So we can definitely talk about it more in depth in the next episode. But just the fact that we know this and nobody's doing
Nobody
anything about
does
it.
anything. Y
But we got
nadie
And it
aliens.
hace
explains.
nada. Have you ever seen Jaime Maussan? No.
What?
God damn.
I didn't even hear what you
Yeah.
said. But yeah, fucking wild.
But we have aliens.
We do have aliens. And now that little fucking alien is all over the place.
That shit's fucking cake.
People are making cakes.
Yeah.
People are making.
That's the guy I'm talking
Oh,
about.
yeah, what we
Jaime
saw.
Maussan, the guy, the alien guy. He used to,
Bueno.
like, back in the day, he used to present all these, like, proof of alien life. And, like, at the end, he's like, y nadie hace nada.
Oh, I'm going to start
That was,
saying
like,
that.
his
But I don't-
signature. Yeah.
Hey, that's gonna be the segment thing. Y nadie hace nada.
Yeah.
I don't feel like the U.S. is ever gonna.
No,
do
fuck no, we're
anything. Like
fucked here.
we're the only country that drinks this much water.
Yeah, because you're always fucking thirsty.
Yeah.
Because
the
there's
water
no
over
minerals
there,
in your
yeah.
water.
So
Like-
sometimes-
So that's where my theory was going. So that's when I asked. That's when because like what Diego said, even though he was roasting you, kind of made sense. And I was like, okay, well, if you three were the only ones that really got sick, but everybody else is like say from like the UK, Europe, or whatever.
Yeah.
Their water is mineralized.
Yes.
So if you're coming from the US, that our water is shit,
Yes.
then it just makes
Yes.
some more
Real
sense. Yeah.
No,
water.
trust
I was like,
me.
wow, just fucking
Boom.
light bulb.
Yeah, trust me. I know. Buy yourselves a real filter and then
Yeah,
remineralize your water.
US government.
We got him.
Anyways,
We got him, boys.
poor frogs, no?
Yeah.
He literally turned from a male into a female.
Our
That's
kids,
crazy.
our kids
Wild.
can't drink water. They're having beer from.
That's why it's
Day
so
one.
important. Like, I know I can't get into this right now.
We gotta wait till your segment.
we gotta wait
wait
until
till
my
your segment.
segment.
We gotta wait till your new segment.
But yeah.
But
No le den agua de la llave a sus chamacos.
yeah.
Oh,
You know, I used
agua,
to
pura agua de
mess-
manguera?
I want
Oh,
my.
that's how they run.
I used to mass
safety.
genocide frogs as a kid with me
What?
and my friends over there in Mexico. Because they were just like such a pest. Like they were literally in the streets like by the thousands. And we would just go on our bikes and just run them over.
What the fuck?
I thought you were gonna put them in a bucket. Like,
Or we would throw fireworks at them, things like that. But that's when I was a kid. Doesn't count.
Casual, matando
yeah,
rara.
we used to just kill shit.
I mean, my grandma used to toss them across like yards.
Yeah, but I feel like you expect that from grandmas. Like, I don't know.
Man,
yeah,
that's
we
so
used to
sad.
pile them up and put them on fire.
And
stuff
thanks
like
to
that.
you, frogs are extinct now.
Good. They're pests
they're
because they would
not.
appear in the
Just
toilet
kidding,
bowls,
I'm
and that would
just
scare
kidding.
me.
Oh, shit.
I mean, that is
Imagine
pretty
that.
scary.
My biggest fear is like, so this has actually happened in my grandma's house in El Salvador. Is a rat comes out of the
Oh, hell
toilet.
no.
Or a snake.
Hell no.
They don't have a lot of snakes over there, but they definitely have a lot of rats.
That's
And,
one of my irrational fears is that I'm gonna sit down one day in a toilet and snake.
and like my grandma's.
I always look. I always look inside the toilet.
I do a
before
courtesy
sitting down.
flush.
Have you guys seen that TikTok of the guy that's opening his own door, and then he's right when he's opening his door, a snake from the ceiling just comes down and bites him. He's like, ah!
Hell
No.
Fuck that.
It was some random snake that was just hanging from his
What
top of the
the
door
fuck?
front, and then as soon as he opened the door, it just bit him. And he's like, ah, what the fuck?
That's probably in Australia or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
it
would
looks
never
like
go
the
to
US.
Australia.
I'm gonna look for it. That was funny.
Honestly, so during this trip, there was a few people from Australia there, and one of the guys was like telling us about their bugs and their spiders, and I was like, yeah, I'm never going.
No,
to
they're
Australia.
huge. They're like
I decided
como
I'm
platos,
never
no?
going
Yeah.
to Australia. I told him to let me know when he killed off all the spiders, and then I would go. Cause
no,
fuck that.
fuck that.
Gigantic.
Yeah, he was telling. So he was
Can't even
like,
get into
the
the water.
spiders, they don't do
Yeah.
anything to you though. And I was like, but it's there. Like it's the fact that there's this big ass spider. And he's like, yeah, but like they don't do anything to you. There's never deaths on the news. And I was like, you think they're gonna announce the death? Like nobody's gonna want to
The
go to
death count?
Australia. Yeah. I was like, no, fuck that. Not going. Not doing it.
You can't get in the water. There's sharks, stingrays,
Crocs.
crocs,
Jellyfish.
Australia is like a hellhole.
Yeah.
It does sound like one. I really wanted to go because I wanted to feed a koala, but I'll just go to the zoo or
No,
something.
you can do no.
They have fucking like STDs.
Chlamydia.
Yeah.
They have chlamydia.
have
We talked
chlamydia.
about this.
Yeah, I
The
saw.
koalas have chlamydia.
You can do it in VR.
Where?
VR,
Not just VR.
virtual
Like,
reality.
just- yeah.
Okay, AI Jesus.
You can do anything in AR.
From the
VR.
comfort
Not the
or your
same.
home.
It's not the
Have you seen
same.
the video of the kid with the VR set and he's watching porn and he's just clapping cheeks in the living room and his parents walking?
Bruh.
Yeah, damn.
Oh my God, I fear.
Oh man.
I fear. All right, can we take a break?
Yeah, actually we might. Well, let me check how much time we have because I don't. It's gonna be a 3-hour pod if not.
Yeah, I have a Jesus quote if we're gonna end it.
Okay, wait. Are you going to check or are we just going to end it?
I think we should just end it
Damn,
and then
we're
save
not doing
Comadreando for
Comadreando.
next time. Yeah, it's been a while.
Whatever. Sorry, guys. I try to do
Comadreando
for you
is
guys.
going to be next time.
That was Mario. Mario said no comadreando today. Don't
I gave you
blame me.
guys blue balls.
Yo que iba a empezar mis videos en el Instagram. y
El
todo.
chisme ya está listo ahí. He's just
There was
holding
some
it
cheese
back.
in it. Anyways, Jesus
All right,
quotes.
well, that means send in your stories.
Oh yeah,
Keep
send in more
sending
stories.
them. We want more.
Send in more
Yeah,
stories.
we can do a longer
The next-
segment
next
next
Yeah,
segment.
next
we
time it
can-
might be a whole Comadreando podcast.
Maybe.
Yeah, today we had to talk about Latinidad. and
Latinidad.
stuff
Is that
like
all you want to talk about today?
Honestly, I feel like there might have been more that I wanted to get off my chest, but I feel like we had a very good conversation
Productive
about it. Yeah, a
conversation?
thorough conversation
All right.
about it. I just really wanted to get your guys' perspective because, like, I really did feel like I was ni de aquí ni de allá.
Yeah. What about you?
Yo soy de allá, de
Él
Tijuana.
es de allá.
Yo soy
Y tú
de
sigues
allá,
siendo de
Y
Tijuana.
él
allá.
sigue siendo de allá. De aquí no es. ¿Y tú, Jesús?
I pay my taxes. I'm American. as fuck.
America.
Merca.
America.
I'm half and half.
You
Yo
got
sí
both
soy de allá y de
passports.
aquí.
Sí, a huevo.
She's a 50-50.
Tengo los dos pasaportes.
And I better get my Social Security when I retire.
Dude. Okay. Sorry, quick rant. Did you see about that shit that we might not even get it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but that's been going on for a while.
But then like they're canceling pensions and all this shit in like
I s-
warehouses.
I suggest a revolution.
Yep.
Yo, fuck that. Dude, okay.
Government bust.
Part of my quick rant, I was like looking at like different salaries. And dude, for a certain salary that I'm manifesting, that is going to happen, dude, $1,000 taken off each paycheck. What the fuck?
Yep.
¿Y todo para qué? ¿No hacen nada?
Y
Yep.
todo para qué.
Yep.
Anyways, that's another rant
Los
for another
ucranianos
fucking
tirando
day.
fiesta.
Yeah.
We can go down a rabbit hole for that. with
Yeah.
that too.
Anyways, Jesus
Yeah,
quotes.
I have a lot to say about that.
Yeah.
This one is from Monkey D. Luffy.
De Lulu.
Is that one piece?
We're in the Delulu
yeah,
right now.
okay.
It's from One Piece. It's an anime.
Oh.
If the path to what you if the path to what you want seems too easy, then you're on the wrong path. So,
If it's too easy, it's too good to be true.
yep.
Or you paid for it.
Challenge yourself.
Challenge. We love the challenges.
But anyways, guys,
paid for it.
thank you so much. Comment down below what you guys thought about today's podcast.
Send it in comadreando.
Send in your comadreandos. Thank you so much for tuning in. Another Martes con nosotros. Let us know if you guys feel like less Latino for, let us know your story. Just put that shit in the comments.
Send us your stories.
However you feel, put it in the YouTube comments. Let us know how you feel. Give us some feedback because we need those YouTube videos views to go up.
Hashtag save the frogs.
You guys are doing great with Spotify and Apple Podcasts, but y'all bugged for YouTube and I don't see those views going up. So
On time.
Damn, bro.
Calling you guys out. Calling you guys out. But anyways, guys, thank you so much, Diego. Gracias por venir. Diego's going to be a reoccurring guest.
Yes, he will be.
Because I want you guys to be blessed with the amount of shit he talks. He didn't talk a lot of shit today.
I know, he held back a lot today.
I hadn't had the opportunity.
Yeah, he
I think we would have done comadreando.
Yeah,
probably.
We'll bring him on next time for comadreando because he likes to talk shit. And plus, that I saw a few of them in there,
in my
and
life.
they were pretty funny.
Hey, you're not supposed to read them.
I was deleting the old ones. Anyways, guys, como siempre, we love you guys. Y como siempre, fight your fears, live your best life. At the end of the day, the only thing that you regret are the things that you did not do. So, Vive con Huevos, guys. We love you. Peace.
Bye.
Live with eggs.
Bye.